Hello, chat. I have recruited my elf to come stream with us, and I have a couple other people that may be coming by later. One of the people is the person that made the little logo up there for me.
Shalom. Hello, everybody.
But I hope everyone is doing good tonight. Everyone's having a fun time. I should probably keep an eye on some stuff. Tonight might be a bit shorter, but we are still gonna like talk shit about VTubers because they kind of deserve it right now. But Lolly, would you like to tell people about yourself and where to find you? Hello.
Sure.
Yes.
I can be found in the dark dungeons, Dwemer ruins of Sky. No, I'm kidding. I am a California past, like a California bar past attorney. I have not maintained an active licensure, but I did practice family law, and I have a YouTube account as well as a Twitter account, which I will link in the chat as soon as I figure out where chat is.
But yes, chat, this is my legal counsel here, to protect me from all the Californians that are coming for me for doing a stream about the election. Somebody in chat said knife ear detected, opinion discarded. Don't say that about my lolly. I gotta have good relations with my lawyer, chat. And watch it. I know for a fact now that
By
I've
the way,
said this.
chat, that is LAWLI. Okay, so remember, it's a lawful lolly.
Neat. Where is this one? It is. Okay. Hi, Dama.
Hey, girl.
This is my other friend, chat, Father Dama. We do 7 Days to Die streams on
Hi, guys.
Fridays. Some of you may know them better as La Tinkles.
Oh, Tinkles, no!
So, Dama, have you seen
That
any
is
of the
the
fun
best
stuff
name
far?
I've ever heard.
I've seen
You gotta give
a
them
lot
a
of
rank,
things
too.
on Twitter, sadly.
So it's like Sergeant Latinkles.
Yeah, so
Sergeant Tinkles.
I forgot the specific way it started, but long story short, La Tinkles is a Hispanic gangster that tags walls by peeing on them. And La Tinkles is in love with his girlfriend, the Water Princess, who found La
So
Tinkles.
his name is Alejandro de la Tinkles.
I have to upload it to my channel sometime this week, but there's a 30-minute
Donde está la
supercut.
biblioteca, which literally translates to, I don't bargain, pumpkin. Oh, it's been too short in the stream. I can't cuss yet.
Yeah. There's, later in the week, I need to upload, like, a 30-minute supercut from our 7 Days to Die stream where we workshopped the Tinkles and his storyline.
Yeah.
It might not be that funny, but me and Dama were killing each other.
I need to clip that, man. That had way too many good moments.
We were killing each other with the Latinkles.
Alejandro le Tinkles.
Alejandro de la
Loco
Tinkles.
in Spoil. I don't know.
And I think part of it started because Dama got a new model where they don't really look black anymore. They kind of look like a little Latino girl that hasn't gone outside in years.
It all started because Mizu said, because like I messaged him, I was like, hey, do you think like
Oh, so just
this
like
skin color is like kind of off?
Vitamin D deprived Latino girl. Nice.
Yeah.
They sent
I
me a picture of their model. I was like, does this look a little off to you? And I was like, you look Hispanic, but you haven't gone outside.
I love it either way, but it's just like, does this look off to you? It's like, you look like a Mexican that hasn't gone outside.
And then Latinkles came up because we were talking about how in a gang, your name is based on like what you do. what your thing is, and Dama had to like get up and go to the bathroom like 30 times.
I did not.
So one time when they came back, I was like, "That's your thing. It's tinkling. You're the Tinkles now."
That's more times than Nicholas Ricada. My God.
I did not go to the bathroom 30 times. I went like maybe twice the entire stream.
No, Nick Ricada goes to the bathroom to get some nose candy, though. That's not fair.
God.
Not a fair measurement. Or that people believe he goes to get nose candy, because he comes back with a bloody nose. And...
Look, people go to the bathroom 7 attempts. It's one of two things happening. There's either a bladder issue or a bloody nose. My God. I know Nicholas Cicada has a lot of evidence against him. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh yeah, it's not going well for him right now. I think he's tried to blame somebody else for everything, too. I forget how that's happening. Somebody explained it to Akko the other day, but I didn't really pay attention.
He's basically trying to blame the totality of Law 2, basically.
And Ralph is going to get deported from Mexico back to the United States. That's going to go well for him.
Dude, Ethan Ralph has an active arrest warrant out for contempt of court.
Yep.
That does meet the requirements for the extradition treaties in Mexico. He's screwed.
Yeah, and he keeps saying, like, oh, it's so small, like, they wouldn't bother extraditing me. It's like, well, we're kind of in a moment where Mexico is trying to deport people that are showing up down there illegally because of the election, and you've got an arrest warrant with an extradition treaty with the United
Mexico
States.
is, like, extraditing and deporting as many people as they can, and they've mobilized their military at the border, too.
Yep.
So, like, right now, you don't want to piss Mexico off.
Yeah, Ralph is on thin ice. And he's a pretty big boy, so that shit's gonna collapse quick. Oh, look, it's Sigrun. Hi, Sigrun. What's up? Why does yours have the muted thing on it? Bye, Sigrun. Sigrun is one of my friends. They were a management type for a hot minute for me. We went to LAX together. It was fun.
Mm.
Canada will be following suit with deportation soon. Yeah.
Oh, LAX. That sounds horrible. I've been to that airport. It's not a fun one.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I think this year we went to a different one. That was a little nicer. It was a lot smaller. Mostly like private jets and shit. But so I know Ava has seen a couple things today. Dama, what have you seen about the VTubers mad at us today?
I think I've seen a good chunk of it, man. It's been all over my timeline. Mainly things that like you retweet and reply to. I'm like, oh my fucking god, these people are so annoying.
Yeah, and they can't like just accept that Trump won, I guess. Like, we're not even supporting Trump in our stream. We're like, you guys are just seething, and it's weird. Like, calm down.
Yeah. It's like, I don't like the guy, but
Yeah.
I'm not freaking out, man.
Like,
I
the perfect
don't care.
post that I saw is that one girl in her car literally screaming bloody murder, and there's some clever VTuber managed to edit them in the back seat, like flinching every time they yelled. It was freaking gold.
Yeah, like, he was elected 8 years ago. Nothing bad happened. And there's only so much a president can do anyways. I don't understand why everyone's like, well, you know, Hitler legislated all his nasty stuff, so why can't Trump? That's a very complex issue. Like, Hitler didn't just write on a piece of paper,
Well,
by the way,
okay.
we're doing all the bad stuff now.
That's Godwin's law. I mean, we have a literal unique identifier for a very specific type of fallacy. I mean, that's how extreme that kind of slippery slope is. And again, I get it. Even his own VP called him America's Hitler at one point. And I will say, with the Senate and the House in Republican control, what I'm excited to see is any actual forward momentum and progress in terms of legislation in general, because it's been at such a gridlock for the last God, 16 years.
I am super excited by some of the stuff I've seen where they're talking about like an internet bill of rights, because that shit gets stonewalled every year it comes up. And I'm super excited to see possibly something happening on that regard.
Yeah.
An internet bill of rights is long overdue. I'm just wondering how they're going to do it without completely destroying Section 230, which, agree or disagree with it, does have provisions that allow the internet to be what it is today.
It does. Like I said, I am gonna kind of tiptoe around it, but at the same time, the internet is kind of not what I want it to be anymore. Anyways, so even if he fucks up the internet, I don't feel like I'm losing much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when those people come up and they're like, well, you know, we've already censored everything you like, so you should stick up for us.
Yeah, we need
now that our stuff
policy
is being
made, and
censored.
the idea that we might mess something up can't stop us.
Yeah. Well, my thing is, like, I have people do it all the time when they come up to me, and they're like, well, you're against censorship, and I know that I helped censor everything you like, but now the things I like are getting censored, so you should stick up with me. I'm like, no, I'm kind of happy to watch you just burn down, because you already ruined everything I love. Why should I care? Because I'm not getting the stuff I want back. I would just be spending the stuff that you like.
Now, most attorneys are going to take the point that I'm going to take, and that is I'm going to fight for the rights of the people, even for somebody who has shit on my rights, right? Because the second that you excuse someone else's rights being violated is the second you don't have any room to talk when you let another's rights be violated. And if you let that cycle continue, it's just going to be a cycle of that, and at the end of the day, everyone just ends up with less rights. You know, no one wins by being spiteful.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. It's not really a spite thing, though. It's like my stuff is never coming back. Like, you've already taken all the rights I cared about. The rights they're coming for now is shit I don't care about. And while I understand that, like, there's still rights, and I should still, on some level, support them, it's kind of that stuff like, yeah, I don't really care that you have a right to that or not. It's not necessarily a good mindset to be in, but it's also kind of a mindset where it's like,
yeah,
it's
I will
hard
say
to bring
this,
myself to care.
especially the people who are celebrating when your rights were taken away, for instance. I will say, look, I'm not happy that it's happening to you, but also, this is what I warned you about. It's kind of like a I told you so rather than a actual rejoicing.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not helping to strip away their rights. I completely acknowledge I am just the guy in that story that's the bystander. But the thing is, the government already came for me and nobody spoke up for me, so eat your fucking heart out. It's when you don the V mask. I've
Out
actually
of
never
pure
watched that movie all the way
curiosity,
through.
which rights specifically are we? Excuse me, sorry, I almost sneezed. Are we talking about?
I'm not getting like specifically like my rights are gone completely, but it's like the payment processor thing came up recently, where I can't just enjoy the shit I like from other countries because they keep taking it. I can't just
That's
enjoy.
a big thing right now,
Yeah.
and it's huge.
I can't just enjoy
and sadly,
the games
that's
I
not
like.
even government. That's
Yeah, that's a
payment
payment
processor.
processor.
And what needs to happen is regulation is something I'm not a fan of, but we need to regulate payment processors to only process payments. Because right now, what they're doing is completely legal. I can tell you that right now. Legislation and policy needs to be created to stop them from being able to effectively censor content.
Oh, you know, I said this on Twitter the other day, but it is physically impossible to deal with the payment processor issue outside of regulation. I racked my brain with it. I see absolutely zero other options than government regulation. And I hate government regulation, but all I can do is hope that it's going to be not that bad.
You could try to get a class action lawsuit together, but the problem is you have to justify that many people proving that one specific thing the payment processor did regarding like Gumroad or something actually damaged them financially. And to get that many people on board for a class action is very, very difficult.
Oh yeah, it's a rough one. I don't see it anything like that going anywhere, unfortunately, but it's okay. But I'm sorry guys to kind of drag you guys along. We just had like a little extra conversation. But here's our first tweet of the night, guys, by this Thornmouth person. I'll be perfectly honest, never heard of this person before.
I've never heard of them either.
I think they're fairly sizable. They got 4K. I looked through their tweets to see if like there was ever a time I did know them, and as far as I could tell, the only other time I've seen them is they were one of the first people to do the call out on Alara when Alara covered somebody's drama. And they're like, no, Alara can't cover that. That's bad. They had to ask permission to cover it, even though they publicly posted it all over Twitter. I also don't know, like, this is their first reply to their own tweet. Why do lolicons think he's on their
Me,
side?
so I went ahead and just set you a Thanos meme. I don't even know who you are.
Forgot about the Thanos meme. Here, if I open it in browser, is it going to pop up right? It opened up in the wrong browser.
It should. It'll pop up on 10R.
There you go. There's your little meme chat. This has been a lot of my day today, by the way, chat, is people saying that they know who I am. And it's
What
like,
we need to do is chat. Someone in chat needs to get Lumi's face and just post it over that Thanos gif.
yeah. But chat, I've seen it a bunch. There's people that keep saying like, oh, like these irrelevant people think we care about them. And I was like, we're irrelevant? I literally don't know who you are, but you're talking about me. I've never seen you before. I've never seen your content before. I've never heard of you before. But I'm the irrelevant one. Did Mizu explain the CNN logo in the corner earlier? Yeah, that's our news logo.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say it was the Cunny News Network, but
It is a kind of new network.
but given how people are acting on Twitter today, we could say it's the Cunty News Network. And we are serving tonight, chat.
Serving cunt and news all at the same time.
But yeah, Dama made it for me. I wanted to rip off both CNN and Fox News, so people couldn't accuse me of being
Wait, what?
bipartisan.
We're serving Cunny? What?
Yeah, have you not seen my logo on the stream? The CNN? I ripped off both the CNN and the Fox News logo, because that way people can't accuse me of being
Oh yeah, no,
bipartisan.
I actually love that. That's great.
I think this is only the first time I'm doing this. Doing VTuber Studio. Hako, just pop in. We're just doing the little guys.
Should I join
Fujis.
VTube Studio then?
No, we're just doing the little Fuji text.
Okay.
I don't have enough screen space for that.
True.
Because I want people to see the content. But yeah, they follow up their own tweet with this reply, why do lolicons think he's on their side? I don't think he's on my side. Like, as the lolicon, I don't think Trump would support lolicon content. But I also don't think he cares. Like, why do you think Trump cares about anime at all, point blank?
He wouldn't.
think, like with most things, he just wants to leave it up to the states.
Yeah.
Like, he's kind of Mr. Like, tear it all out and let the people be.
Hold on, Akko.
Hello.
Hi, Akko.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
And I'm not necessarily saying that's a good or bad thing. I'm just kind of describing his approach when it comes to trying to fix this thing. He's basically the guy going, all right, look, we got here a rocket foundation. We're gonna have to rip all this out, demo it, re-glue it, reframe it, and put some new drywall up.
Yeah, I mean, chat has the only probably right take on this is Baron Trump apparently likes anime, and Trump does seem to take into account like his son's interest. So he'd probably like leave anime alone depending on his son's opinions.
Based Baron Trump will do that, yes.
Actually, from what I understand, he was taking Baron's advice regarding like Twitch streamer interactions and who to hop onto whose live stream and stuff.
Continuing down this, we got this person, this person showed up in my DMs, or like in my messages earlier to like try and shit talk me, which I don't care about. But they reply randomly to this person. This has absolutely nothing to do with what they said. I'm low-key curious if I'm counted in one of the VTubers who, quote, can't handle him. But let's be honest, the thread I put out about him they wouldn't touch since I actually made valid points. I have no idea who you are. Again, you can't just assume that we've all seen your shit. Like, not everybody knows who you are or has read every single thread.
Can we see this thread that they've made?
Bint did that.
Because, like, I want to know these supposedly valid points.
Yeah, here. So I'm going up on it in another screen because I don't know if this person posted not safe for work or not. God, they tweet way too much. Jesus fuck. Stop retweeting random shit. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't just open this up. There's a lot of tits in this.
Yeah.
Blessed.
Was it before the election? Like... I don't see a thread.
My computer has signed me out of everything for some reason. I'm going to blame temp retroactively.
I think it's an update because my computer did that to
It'd
me
be
the other
super
day.
funny if they
Wait,
have since
really?
deleted the thread.
Yeah, I'm not seeing, like, anything. There's lots of pictures of herself, which, if you're gonna be a lewd tuber, wear a bra. Like, Jesus fuck.
Oh,
Your
gosh.
titties are so saggy, my lady.
Who, this Artemis person or the Thorn person?
Thorn mouth.
Oh, okay. Oh, I did see them. That person's
Oh,
weird.
okay. I thought you were talking about me. I'm like, I don't need a bra. Thank you very much. Gravity has nothing on these. But, I will say, to like a lot of these comments too, people just used to like try and stir up old drama with you guys rather than just like focusing on the actual topic.
Yeah, pretty much.
all
Here,
they know
I
how to do.
found her thread. We'll go through this really quick. I'm not usually openly political, but please feel free to leave my fucking space if you don't understand why this election could result in rights being taken away, your brothers, your sisters, your father, your mother, your neighbors, your teacher, and from Americans. Don't say all this shit. This is not helpful to your argument. What the fuck? Okay. Hopefully the stream's still good. It looks like it's still good.
Yeah.
This isn't touching on the topics I disagree with.
Thornmouth knows you're talking about her. She's trying to enter your computer.
This isn't touching on the topics I disagree with, like the death penalty, war, and more. These are basic rights. Basic. And for those who align with the Republican Party, why would you want a president who is recorded of breaking over 50% of what he promised his last term? I would like to inform you that most presidents do not achieve anything they promise in their campaign. I know this is shocking to you because you have not ever looked at politics past specifically Trump, so you have no idea this is a thing.
And breaking over 50%, where are they getting this number?
Oh, it's a CNN article. I've seen it before. People posted all over the place, and they actually, like, one of the things, right, is they posted it after his election was over.
Oh yeah, because CNN never lies.
Yeah, well,
Slash S.
a lot of it was like half-truths, too. So it should be easy to get up to 50% of broken promises, because most presidents don't even achieve a fraction of what they claim to do. But the CNN article had stuff like, Trump promised to build a border wall, but the border wall's still not done yet. He clearly lied about that. It's like, that shit takes time to build. That doesn't count. I don't know what you're talking about. That counts as a broken promise.
Not only that, like, I mean, I mean, you could consider that half broken because he said he was going to make Mexico pay for it, which he didn't. He wrote some tariffs on Mexico, and Mexican food raised in America, like California stuff, by 10%. But that's not Mexico paying for it. I will give out this much. He did far more in regards to actually getting the wall up than I thought he could as president.
Oh, yeah. These aren't stalls or compromises. He is overbroken over 50% of his promises he made, and he still makes promises with little or no detail and sometimes literally refuses to comment. That's who y'all want. Are you serious? There has never been that wide of a percentage. I hate to inform you, again, there in fact has been that wide of a
Overbroken
percentage.
sounds like somebody's jimmies are over-rustled.
Yeah, like, I assure you, that has been overbroken before.
Can I just ask, by the way, I don't think she puts any, because I looked through these tweets when I was putting together my video today. I don't think hers are getting in there.
No, there's no sources. No, it's just words.
Yeah, I was going to say, where the fuck is her source for any of this shit?
There's a reason there's known Republicans, including those who worked under Trump, publicly endorsed Harris. Trump's past press secretary even said he had no empathy, no morals, no fidelity to the truth. Even well-known conservatives said they were going to vote for her. If you want to use this as an argument, immediately after he won the election, him and Hillary Clinton were having dinners together again. Like,
wait, really?
yes, like, people
Like the
forget
first
this. Politicians, like, are very similar to lawyers in that
Yeah,
when
they
they
were.
are
Not
in,
only that, but like people also forget like RFK, Bernie Sanders. People leave and join and switch parties all the time.
Yeah.
And just a prominent political figure changing a party isn't necessarily a indication of a massive voting movement. It might be part of one, but it's not by itself.
yeah. I'd also say, like I was saying, people forget politicians are very much like lawyers in that when they are in business mode, they hate each other. They very publicly on TV are at each other's throats constantly. As soon as business mode is over, 90% of them are perfectly fine being friends and shaking hands and going to dinner together. I don't understand why people think that their beef carries past the teleprompter. It really doesn't.
That I knew. I did know that like a lot of them were just kind of just got to being buddy afterwards. Because that's how
Now,
it is. They're
there
gonna
are
get up and
some
say,
people whose beef it does, but a vast majority of it is just hyperbolized and played up for the public.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Sounds more like
and
WWE. It is kind of like WWE.
pretty much.
Like, they
Only-
genuinely do disagree on policy, but a lot of the big blowouts you see don't carry over past the TV.
The only difference between this and wrestling is a couple 100 million people and the rest of the world.
There was one that I saw that they were doing some kind of oversight committee, and one of the senators got up and he was going to fight the witness they called, and Bernie Sanders went, "Sit down, you're a U.S. senator for God's sakes." And it was one of the most base moments that Bernie Sanders has ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well-known career Republicans lobbied for her, and you think he genuinely has any intent of actually fulfilling anything other than extreme radical policies in his own self-interest that are far, far away from thinking of the good of the country? What policies? Again, we were told, by the way, before we started to look at this chat, that this was a very detailed takedown that we would not cover.
So I love how in one breath she says that they're not going. She says they're not going to get anything done, But in that same breath, they're going to get a bunch of radical policy passed. Are they going to do nothing, or are they going to do a bunch of stuff to destroy the country? You can't have both.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, you know what? I didn't think about that.
He does not align with the Constitution and what you want and need. Many called him unfit and a direct threat to democracy. Your party, country over party. That is the message that the Republicans echoed because he has never and will never have America's best interest in mind. I don't think you particularly understand this, but the Republican base is not very happy with Republicans. And the thing is, you should understand this because the Democrat base is not very happy with Democrats right now. Like, I don't understand how people don't realize this, that just because a bunch of career Republicans are mad at Trump doesn't mean that the base
Yeah, there's
actually
a lot of just
agrees with them.
in-party fighting and discourse happening. Just because Trump is controversial doesn't necessarily mean that everyone's like gung-ho for it. Just like Mizu said, it's about meeting what you view as opposed policy with a calm mind and look at it like objectively. How likely is it they can do the things they're saying that they want to do? If it's not very likely, then just throw it aside. And anyone using a constitutional argument, I usually will throw aside as well, because unless you've read the Constitution, you know what the fuck you're talking about. Stop using the Constitution in these arguments.
People typically only know like the first 5 amendments, and even then, that most of the time they get them wrong. But they'll always like be the Constitution. Also, these are the first 5 amendments we have, and that's it. That's all that's there.
Most people
They're
don't even know
stupid.
the wording in the 5 amendments, nor do they understand like what the
Practical
scope of
application.
freedom of speech actually protects you against.
Well, the big one is always practical application, because people always bring up the right to bear arms, and they're like, well, the founding fathers didn't intend it to be weapons of war. It's like, actually, we have written literature from the founding fathers that literally word for word says, if you couldn't fight a military with it, then it's not actually that useful as
They
a right to bear
100%
arms.
did, and you can use a statement. Now it says a well-regulated militia, necessary in securing a free state. The right of the people's right to bear arms shall not be infringed. That's what the Second Amendment says. And so you could say that perhaps widespread gun education and some regulation in terms of like how we maintain our quote-unquote militia, which is the people, is not an infringement of the right, but is a stepping stone to people being able to healthily exercise that right.
Yeah. Even going further down the ballot, think critically why that your party is the one drifting from voting by... What the fuck? I'm gonna read this all out, and then you 3 can tell me if this makes sense or if I'm reading too much into it. Even going further down the ballot, think critically why that your party is the one drifting from voting by party. The party system itself is flawed, but Trump, in the eyes of the actual Republican political leaders, doesn't align with what he says, what he promises, and what he does. I don't understand the first part of that at all.
I don't either.
I feel like they didn't even speak English.
Yeah,
I feel like I had a stroke.
Also, you
sorry, go
spelled
ahead.
ballot wrong, person. Ballot spelled with an O, not an A.
When I was reading all of these tweets today, because when I did the recording today, I did look through hers, and I decided just not to do it because I had already had an hour's worth of shit.
Even going farther down the ballet, yeah, they're dancing around these
Yeah.
topics. Is what they're doing.
I should have
No, these
known
people don't know how
that's
to
pronounced
speak.
ballet because I had a girlfriend that was a ballet dancer. But yeah, chat, I don't know what the first part of that means at all.
I like this real quick. If you let me read the next tweet, because it's a law, and you know, lawyer here.
Yeah. Just real quick before you read it, because this next thing they bring up is an act from 1798. Chat.
Okay.
1798. Fucking what? Okay, I'll let you do it, Ava.
So they're talking about the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, which allows you as president to impose the military to eject undocumented aliens and other foreigners from the country or otherwise toss aside their constitutional rights. For instance, the last time that this was used was in World War II when we created internment camps for the Japanese. So it is a real thing, but it's a shaky ground because a lot of it has to do with immigrants and immigration, people who aren't necessarily full citizens, so they don't necessarily have all the rights a citizen would be guaranteed within America.
Yeah. I'd also point out, they say he wants to invoke it to expel suspected members of drug cartels and criminal gangs without a court hearing. Do you realize how this can be abused? I don't think you understand this, miss. Every law can be abused. And Trump isn't making that law, that just exists. So I don't... What's your argument? That he might invoke the use of something that existed 200 years before him? That doesn't work.
Oh,
No,
and
it
by
does
the way, his zero tolerance family separation policy that was enacted and started by Obama and maintained by Biden.
Yeah.
So that family separation policy knows no party line. Both parties have basically just let that run wild.
Yeah, like, also, maybe he is planning to use this to get rid of suspected drug cartels and criminal gangs. I have never heard him mention this. Maybe it's somewhere in his policy. I've never even heard, like, CNN mention that he plans to do this. So I don't know, like, where specifically this came from.
I can actually bring up a quote if you want.
Yeah.
He actually says the words, "I plan to enact the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. This is actual quote. I can bring it up. I remember the video.
Send it to me. Just to be clear, chat, I don't think the fact he said this is that suspicious. Like we just said, like, this is a law that's on the books already, and it has been for 200 years. So this isn't like, can you believe Trump wants to use something he has access to get rid of, like, these gangs and cartels? I mean, shit. What do you want me to say?
I don't know if I'm supposed to know something further politically. I don't usually dive into politics, but, like, how is that bad? You'd want to get rid of drug cartels, no?
They're trying to claim that this can be abused.
So can any other law.
Yeah.
Like, child support
Now,
is
they're
abused
saying
amongst
that
so many
it's
people.
suspected drug cartels and criminal gangs without a court hearing, which again, I have to impress. Immigration, immigrants, and illegal aliens, people who do not have citizenship, whether it's the 15 years taking the test and all, or like birthright citizenship, they don't have the same rights that we have. In the eyes of the law, they don't have rights. And that's why they want to get into the country and establish citizenship so they can have rights. So if they are a drug cartel member, well, there's not many American drug cartels. There's a few, but we know they're talking about Mexicans. So if it's a legal drug cartel staying up here and they get caught, yeah, I'd want them ejected back into Mexico where they came from.
Amen.
The problem is that he'd use drug cartels and criminal gangs as the precursor to a wider deportation action. Okay. This is one of those things, like, where I think people are just going to inherently have to agree to disagree on it. Because, like, I'm sorry, if you're here illegally, you're risking deportation.
Yes, he will end up doing that. It's true. But this is kind of like a give and take. And again, World War II, we took people who were born here, who had birthright citizenship, and we put them in internment camps. And it was this Alien Enemies Act of 1796 that the president of the time used to get that accomplished. Trump's use of this act is far more in line with the people who framed it than the people who enacted it in the 1940s.
They view all immigrants as illegals. Oh yeah, that's a thing that people have been passing around, that for some reason it seems like the entire left that's against Trump seems to assume that deporting illegal immigrants just
They
means all
say
Mexicans.
undocumented and like illegal aliens. They don't view all Latinos as illegals. They wouldn't hit. Do you think Donald Trump would have gotten as many Latino votes as he did if the right viewed legally, like legal citizens here as illegals?
Like, but that's kind of what I'm saying. Is this is more of like a agree to disagree situation. People seem to think that all people that have come here legally should just be allowed to stay, and some people think they should be deported. And the fact is, if they want to stay, that's going to take a new law passed. But it is completely acceptable to deport them. Like, I don't understand. You could say this about anything, like, oh, I really don't think this kind of person should be in jail. Okay, where you're going to have to pass a law or remove a law.
Oh, and by the way, all these people freaking
protect
out
that.
about how many people Trump is going to deport. Obama deported 3 million people during his 8 years of tenure. Trump's first 4 years, 2016 to 2020, only 300,000. So we'll see if he manages to pull off the
That's a
greatest
tenth of that.
mass deportation we've ever seen. But right now, that's Obama's title, not
The one
his.
issue, though, too, is that Trump also views asylum seekers as illegal, which is not accurate. Actually, this is something that's going to really fuck with people. Asylum seekers in America right now, every single one is here illegally. Because when you seek asylum, you have to be seeking asylum from a country that it is determined is like either war-torn or undergone like a great catastrophe. And the rule is you have to seek asylum at the closest country to yours.
So what happens
You don't
with
get to just
asylum
choose
seekers
which
is
one you
they
wanna go
usually
to.
cross here illegally without the proper amount of stuff. And what they will do is they will skip like Venezuela and stuff. They're from Brazil. They'll skip through Venezuela and other countries all the way through Mexico, and then they'll try to take asylum up in the United States.
Which is not how
Seeking
asylum
asylum
works.
is kind of an appeal. You don't have everything you necessarily need, but it's because of extenuant circumstances. So people who are staying here as asylum people, like refugees, refugee status is like you've been accepted as an asylum person, and that's a little bit more legal. But if someone who's just pending their asylum hearing, yeah, they aren't here legally yet. They're waiting for a hearing to determine if they're allowed to be here.
Yeah. Like I don't think people understand this. Asylum seekers have to go to the next closest country. The problem is they're skipping 5 or 6 countries to come to America. That's not legal. So yes, any asylum seeker currently in the United States is here illegally because the only 2 nations that border America are Canada and Mexico, neither of which can apply for asylum right now. There is no other country bordering America which would be legally allowed to apply for asylum here. I'm sorry that you
Neither
guys
of which
didn't
have a
understand that.
geopolitical situation that would justify like asylum seekers.
Then we kind of covered this a minute ago. The next one is 5,000 children. Whether or not your views on illegally crossing the borders, you see nothing worrying of a country ripping away children from their parents. You don't have to worry about ripping children away from their parents thanks to Obama. So thanks, Obama. The children are getting deported too.
It's Obama.
It's 12,382, not 5,000. Jesus Christ. Even her stats are wrong.
Yeah. So yeah, just 5,000 children supposedly. According to them, roughly over 5,000. That's only the federally recorded number, according to them. And again, thanks Obama, they're getting deported too. They're not getting ripped away from their parents. We're not keeping them in the United States. They're going back with the parents. So this isn't even a Trump thing. You can't even blame Trump for this. This is his predecessors. I'm sorry.
Well, here is the thing. There are about 10,000 missing children who were separated from their parents, kept at these camps in. There's a illegal child labor problem that's happening in the United States, and it's not citizens that they're taking. It's people who end up separated from their families and stuff. But again, this has been going on since Obama, since Biden, since Trump. It's not a party issue. It's a real issue that needs to be addressed, but it's not something that Trump is going to somehow make worse. It's been here for a long time.
The next thing they bring up is the tariffs. And I have to kind of explain this, because apparently people don't understand how tariffs work. Because people are like, well, when you impose tariffs, the person paying the tariff isn't the country you're tariffing, it's the American citizen. So you're completely wrong on that. You are semi-correct that it is not the country paying the tariff. The point of tariffs is to convince companies to not buy from that country. Like, they seem to have this idea that if it becomes extremely expensive to buy from a country, the companies are going to continue buying from that country and just do a 200%
It's more or less,
markup.
but what will happen and what historically happens with tariffs is companies will pass on that increase in tariffs onto the consumer. So that's what they mean, but I'm going to call out another wrong statistic here. They say up to a 20% tariff on imports, and it was up to a 10% tariff on imports, 60% on Chinese. So again, they're off by 10%. That's a lot to be wrong about.
Tariffs equal highest prices. Yes, that is technically what happens. And that's going to happen no matter what. But the idea behind tariffs, which I guess people don't know or they just refuse to acknowledge, is the idea is to convince them to stop importing and to start making it at home. That is the entire purpose of tariffs. It is not just to mindlessly increase the cost.
America was able to build itself up in the early days before we had taxes with tariffs.
Yeah.
Tariffs can end up passing on the cost to the consumer, but again, it is a tool to use when you're trying to persuade a country. For instance, there was a tariff that the United States, no, not the United States, the Germany and the European Union, back before it was the EU, was buying a shitload of chicken in like the 60s or 70s. And in retaliation, the United States did a tariff on some of their dairy products as well as like cargo trucks and stuff like that. But this is just how countries will interact with each other and regulate their economy.
There are much deeper reasons why companies are going overseas. Tariffs aren't going to fix those. Ignoring the fact that that's not really the argument being made against tariffs, we're just pointing out how the argument against tariffs are illogical. It's the primary motivator for companies to go overseas is lowered cost. 1000%. Nothing else. And those lower costs are because of a bunch of random laws, which you could argue that those bunch of random laws
and here's
matter.
another problem too. So many companies that have moved overseas, they need to have it be incentivized where it is worth the cost to pay back and like build back up the infrastructure for manufacturing here in the United States. That's going to cost a lot for a company that's overseas. If you make it cost more than just them moving back to the United States, they're going to move back to the United States.
Yeah.
Now that's the theory. I've never seen it happen in practice, but that's the theory.
Yeah. The point is that we keep trying to do this thing where we're like, well, this is just what's gonna happen. Well, you don't know that that's just what's gonna happen, and that's not even what the intent was. You're just like mindlessly fighting this. And if the whole argument against Trump is he might increase the cost of stuff, that's what it's been the last 4 years. That's not an argument that's going to resonate with anybody because everybody's shit is already getting more expensive. You've got to have something better than that. I genuinely don't know why people don't get this.
Yeah, but that is an argument that Elon Musk and the right have said. They're like, oh, we're going to suffer for a little bit, but then it'll be good for the long term. So the right themselves have used this argument, and I think it's asinine.
No, I'm not saying that they haven't used this argument. I'm saying the people against them are trying to use the argument that all it's going to do is increase the prices. that's specifically why we should vote against Trump. But it's like, but the other guy is increasing prices. That argument doesn't really work. It doesn't resonate with people. Because you're just telling them, oh, I know all your stuff is getting expensive already.
It's the
but
same
the other...
argument that they're both sides are making, and it doesn't make sense. Because only one side could be right or wrong. And if we don't try it... Now, I will say this. If we want to address the deficit, we need to not raise taxes for the rich, but we need to close the loopholes that they're using to get out of paying taxes. That's will go a long way towards helping the economy, more so than tariffs or any taxes like raises would do. You want to close those loopholes. The loopholes that are allowing Amazon to pay $0 in income taxes for like 4 years now.
See, while I agree that that's a great idea, I don't know how that would fuck over a lot of Amazon, but it would definitely be interesting to see. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, but that's just all I'm saying is it's not whether or not tariffs are good or bad. It's you're misunderstanding what the argument for and against tariffs are. People just have like a very mindless price go up, price go down mentality about it. And the idea that they're going to increase prices doesn't resonate with people because prices were already increasing before Trump.
And they oversimplify it to the point where they're getting it wrong.
Prices aren't going to come down, they would just be increasing slower. Yeah, that's fine with most people, honestly. Because that's technically an improvement.
I'll be honest, if the prices increased at the same rate that I'm getting more money, I'm still okay with that.
There's also this one, and I have no problem admitting I don't know much about the conflict overseas. There's no way you're so blind you can agree with his want for Israeli PM to end the war with Gaza by January. That is bloodshed. That is actual genocide. He has voiced wanting Israeli leaders to have control over Palestinian people. My opinion on this has been the same since the start. I don't want us in overseas wars. I would rather us be isolationist again. I'm tired of dealing with other people's wars.
I said it multiple times on my stream where I covered the VTubers.
Neither do I. And I will say this. I'm not somebody who voted for Trump. In fact, I didn't vote for anybody. But when Trump was elected, Netanyahu immediately called for a ceasefire. And I think that's significant.
Oh, yeah.
He called for a ceasefire. Hamas said that they were willing to work out a deal. I think what they're implying is that Trump says that he wants Israel to, like, just glass Gaza, but I haven't heard that. Ever. He just said... As far as I'm aware, all he said is he wanted the war to end.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't necessarily mean that he wants Israel to win.
I will also say, I share the mentality that I'm fucking tired of watching the sand people fight with each other, and they all need to fight on their own without my money.
I think what should happen is a controlled, full evacuation out of the totality of Gaza. The creation of Gaza in and of itself, way back when, was a clusterfuck in and of itself. It's been a clusterfuck ever since. Get the people out of Gaza, get them back to where they're supposed to be, and then just like, whether you sweep it away, rebuild it, whatever, stop doing what you're doing, where you're keeping a select of people trapped between a rock and a hard place, literally. And, like, if you don't want them there and you're trying to bomb the crap out of them, just remove them. And have it be an international effort so we can end this fucking ridiculous conflict.
Amen.
Yeah.
The lolly solves it again.
At minimum, this is considered authoritarian. At its worst, it will be a complete ethnic cleanse of the Palestinian people. This is not morally okay in the views of any religions, and to many people and countries, the entirety of a race to be... They worded that really weird. But I guess my thing for this one is just source, please.
Can I say really quick, Mizu? You're finding yourself kind of tripping over some of the words in these tweets. I had to re-record a lot of stuff I read from this person to the point where I didn't want to do it, and multiple other people, because these people don't know how to write and spell.
Dear God, I've seen Genesis chapter 9, verse 6. This guy's... Are you kidding me right now? They're bringing Christ into it?
No, they're bringing all religions into it, which you don't want to bring all religions into it because 90% of them are not going to agree with you on the it's not okay to kill people thing. I don't think you've read, like, any book.
Oh no. Well, the funny thing is,
There
is
were
that some
even
of the
militant
people.
Buddhists.
You know what,
like,
Mizu?
fuck
I'm
off.
sending you one more meme.
Go ahead.
Oh no, we're good.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say that like most religions, yeah, they preach
I want you to
peace.
share this, if possible. It's
Oh, no.
amazing.
How long is it? Because I know they can be kind of claim happy.
Wait, what is it?
It's a Family Guy clip.
Oh.
It's only 19 seconds long. I
Oh, is it the
Reaver forever.
Just like they got along for thousands of years without religion. I like you and have no reason not to. I like you and have no reason not to. Hey, did you hear about that magic baby that was born in Bethlehem?
Oh, that's accurate.
Yeah. Personally, I don't have that kind of view of religion necessarily, but I do think it's a little funny. Can't hear nothing? Oh, it's fine. I don't want to play Family Guy anyways.
It's
That might be
Abrahamic
better.
religion. They all worship the same God. His name is Yahweh, and their only difference is the like how certain events historically went down and who the Messiah is. That's the only difference of opinion between the three major religions, and they have killed millions over this difference of opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not the meme I would have gone with, because you were reading the next one, I think. Many Republicans are Christian. Murder is seen as an assault on God himself. Any who unlawfully take the life of a man would have their own life taken, as God made man in his own image. Genesis 9:6. All I can think of when I see this is the meme of like the liberal soy jack who says, you know, God wouldn't want you to like.
So how
do
about
this.
Leviticus, or what's the quote where God's telling the Jewish people to dash the babies against the rocks and kill every man, woman, and child in this singular town? Like, God has no problem with violence. The Christian God, that is.
No, but like, I mean, all I can think of is that the liberal soy jack meme where the guy's like, you know, God said to love your neighbor or something. I mean, I don't believe in your backwards religion, and I have nothing contempt for your beliefs. But maybe if I use this argument on you, I'll get what I want.
And it's just like, no, bro. It's like,
Oh my
no, bro. If you
God.
try and take away my rights, I'm
That's
still
so
gonna shoot
right.
you.
But no, like, I see that all the time. It's like, no, you don't believe in anything in the Bible. I don't know why you're trying to bring up the Bible. I don't.
It's kind of a tactic that I've seen a lot of these people use in order to try and disarm you, because they know that it is something that is important to you. It's honestly kind of blasphemous to do, in my personal opinion, to try and use religion like that to try and shut another person down. It doesn't work, and all it does is make people more pissy and more want to like. It honestly makes people want to take away your rights when you do shit like that, and that's not good, because that's not what I want.
It is. It is blasphemous. It is messed up. And I will say the only instance in which it's acceptable is if a Christian comes up to you and attacks you with their religion, and you are just as, if not more knowledgeable in the Bible than they are, then you are allowed to defend yourself with the subject of their spirituality. But you're not allowed to go on the offensive unprovoked like that.
Okay, so the next one is another Gaza thing. Like, you've got to drop the Gaza thing because you didn't give like any evidence for what you're saying. And even then, like, most people are kind of like, yeah, I kind of don't want to be involved in that conflict at all anymore.
A lot of people on the left and the right are just like, can we focus on ourselves, please? We're dying.
And then the next thing
Yeah.
they bring up is endorses murder and death on so many facets, including death penalty for drug dealers in America. Just so we're clear, at the start of this thread, you said we weren't going to talk about the death penalty. It should be, let's see, what is it? Second one, third one, which one was it?
Wait, are you serious? That's funny.
Oh, it's not going to let me scroll all the way up, unfortunately. Yeah, at the start of the thing, they said that they were not going to
I
bring
think
up
it
the
was
death
the
penalty.
very top post.
It was,
Yeah, no, they
but
said they
Twitter only
weren't
lets
going to
me
talk
go.
about the, yeah, it's like the very top post. the very first one.
Yeah. Why can I not go up any higher than that?
Oh, did she start deleting it? Maybe.
No, it's just acting weird.
Oh.
Oh, no, there it is. It's the second post. That was my bad.
Yeah, there it is.
This isn't touching on topics I disagree with, like the death penalty. November 6th, right about
Oh, and they include war in that. Death penalty, war, and more. This is basic rights. Yeah, so now we've kind of abandoned that, and we're down here talking about nothing but war and the death
Okay,
penalty.
this person has lost absolutely all credibility. I'll tell you right now why no one has challenged your thread is because you are a crazy person.
Well, not just
Oh,
that,
yeah.
but like it's hard to read it. Half the
It is
time,
hard
I
to read.
don't know what you're saying.
I agree. And like I said, like I looked through a lot of these people's tweets, and it's just like half of these fucking people.
It's nonsensical, it's not organized. This looks almost as coherent as a Nicholas Regate emotion.
Oh my god, that's so brutal. Oh man.
What is he? What are they talking about in this next one? Didn't realize this would mean someone's sentence he commuted would be killed under this policy. What?
What?
Holy fuck, Ava, that was so brutal.
What do you mean? If he commuted somebody's sentence, they'd be killed. What?
I'm gonna be honest. I think I lost some brain power listening to you try to navigate this, and it's
I
not because
don't-
of you.
I really don't know what they're talking about here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I have.
Yeah, we need to get off
genuinely
this
no clue.
page. This thread is rapidly decreasing the IQ of everyone in chat, and perhaps the world.
We're
Mouse,
almost
your
at the
thread
end. We're
sucks.
close. He wants to let one man go wild with health in his administration, who still openly supports already hard-proof debunked claims. This is the equivalent of replacing your surgeon with someone who uses their energy to heal and put them in charge of your kidney transplant. I think this is because the recent guy might have supported the vaccines cause autism thing. I'm not 100% sure because I haven't had time to look into him specifically.
Oh, are they talking about
They're
RFK?
upset with RFK. No, he's super anti-vax. RFK is very anti-vax, and I mean anti every vaccine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. People already hate me.
You know, I haven't had time to look into the RFK thing. I am personally of the belief that 90% of vaccines are perfectly fine. There's no evidence they cause autism. But the most recent vaccine that everybody was forced to take was not good. And was
No.
not tested properly, and we know for a fact it was not tested properly.
We actually have a lot of evidence that the most recent
That one
vaccine
was
is actually
created with an
killing young people.
experimental technology we had just developed, and Trump, like, people might like Trump here, people might not, but he did actually allow the FDA to skip several crucial testing processes that we do when it comes to what's it called? I just had an ADHD full train derailment. Excuse me. I smell toast. I'm gonna go have a stroke.
No, so Trump gets a fail on it because he let them skip all of the necessary requirements to rush it out. Biden gets a fail on it because he pushed them through the court so they would be exonerated from any deaths that it caused. Both of them get a massive L on how they handled it. Extremely dangerous, extremely unhealthy. Neither of them should have done what they did.
I agree.
Both of them take the
agree.
fat L on that one.
Yeah, COVID just was not handled well. And it was really a matter of timing than anything else. And you can back that up by the fact that neither party handled it well.
Looking at education, he seeks to gut the entirety of the education department, who provide over billions of dollars to Americans' education. He seeks to deeply cut funding, not even looking at his plans to severely take away rights and endanger many POC and queer Americans' lives.
Bless you.
I am personally of the belief that we need to move to a God, what do they call it?
You know, it is wild. He is seeming to want to cut a lot of public education, but it's weird considering not long ago we had Bush in the No Child Left Behind Act. So it's weird to see this pendulum swing over however many years, 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Personally, I'd like to see us move to a school voucher system. I think it would be really useful.
I agree. I think that children should be allowed to choose the system that they want to go to. I also believe that if you want to be homeschooled, if your parent is not a dumbass, they should be allowed to do so too. Because I was homeschooled, and I'm just fine. But my mom is not a dumbass.
I'd also think the school voucher system would prevent some issues that I personally had in my area, which I know exist in other areas, where you fall on like a specific arbitrary line for your school that forces you to travel halfway across the county to the school you're zoned for, and not the school that's literally 10 minutes from your house by foot as a 5-year-old, because it just so happens to be outside of the county lines.
Wait, that happened to you?
Yeah,
That's fucking dumb.
that happens to a lot of people because of the way counties are zoned. You could be on the very edge of the county line and be 10 minutes away from a closer school, but you have to drive 30 to 40 minutes to the school that is designated
That happened to
within
me
your
as
county.
well. In fact, it was like 2 or 3 weeks into the first school year that because of how the county line was drawn, even though I had started school at that school, I was transferred to the other school, which was farther away, and I had to walk.
Yeah, most kids don't think about it because you just think of like, this is the school I went to. It's just a school I know about. But if you actually sit down and you look at the county maps for school zones and then look at the location of the schools, you quickly find out they make no fucking sense at all.
No.
We also, in my area, we had 3 schools zoned. One of the schools was well known to be the rich school.
They don't make any sense because the county districts are drawn opposed to, like, politicians will draw them in gerrymandering, but the schools don't change location. And so the weirder the draw lines get, the more bizarre the school locations seem to be based on those draw lines.
See, ours was actually fairly normal because ours was a triangle, and all the schools were like fairly centered within their section of the triangle. However, between the 2 poor schools, which I obviously went to one of the poor schools, directly in between us, towards the top of the county line, there was a giant circle that was zoned for the school at the other end of the county. And I looked into it, and that is the richest neighborhood in my county. That's how we found out that the other school was the rich school, because they even had like special segments carved out.
So the school
for
that I
them.
went to, I found out the area that it was in was rezoned at the last minute, and there was a bid for a prison, and the prison was converted into a high school. That's the high school that I went to,
Oh
and
my
seriously,
gosh.
it was not good on the kids there because literally, I mean, this was like, you are not getting out of this high school. You're dying here kind of feeling.
That's depressing.
Also, Justin, the the knife ear in chat is Ava. I'm hoping to bring Ava around more often. I like Ava. I like my lolly.
Yay, I'm glad that more
Based.
people like her. I literally bring her on one time and now everybody likes her too. I'm so happy.
Also, just to point out, like, this entire tweet is about education.
Lolly, 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 get your adverbs here.
This entire tweet is about, like, education, and at the very end, take away rights from POC and queer Americans. Just thrown in there, very end. No, like, elaboration, no evidence, just randomly.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The next one doesn't make any sense either. He wants to cut taxes and give breaks, which will put the brunt of the effects on individual taxpayers. That doesn't make sense.
Wait,
He wants to
what?
cut taxes and give tax breaks, which will put the effects on individual taxpayers. That's
wait.
What?
Hold on a moment. Is she talking about tax breaks for rich people? The
Okay,
fact that she doesn't
clearly
mention.
it meant like they want to give tax breaks to the rich and the wealthy. They just missed out the rich and the wealthy. Yeah, that's what they're talking about. They just fucked it up. Like, this person, you know what? You need to go back to 2nd grade. Like, court mandate, please.
you were the child that was left behind. He doesn't care for me. He doesn't care for you. He doesn't care for people, and he sure doesn't care for Americans.
Yeah, this was the child that Bush was thinking about when
Yeah.
he created the No Child Left Behind Act.
If leading us to
Oh.
ruin guaranteed him money and power, he would do it in a heartbeat. Care for your brothers, your sisters, your father, your mother, your neighbors, your teachers, and yourself. You totally copy-pasted that from your first tweet. You didn't even rewrite it. Realize this man has no interest in anything but his own gain and will lead America to absolute ruin and authoritarianism, if not worse. For anyone curious on my views, protect people, care for people, and fuck war. Thank you.
Well, I think I can agree with fuck war, but like everything
Well-
else there kind of sucked.
Well, there, friend, we have read your thread. Your thread was shit. You can't spell, and you don't provide sources for anything. Half of what you say is contradictory, and some stuff you just throw in here without any elaboration at all. Like, you said this was all going to be about how he hates queer people and
If
POC
this were a
people.
court motion and you filed it, I'm pretty sure the judge would direct you to the disciplinary board on the bar.
Oh damn.
Like, you said this whole thread was about, like, his danger to basic rights of queer people and that stuff. And all you brought up is the death penalty, the war in Gaza, and taxes. You didn't mention anything about queer people or POC people, except wanting to deport drug cartels. Which, are you saying something that we should know about?
Oh, Lumi's rating.
Oh, Lumi, hi. Thank you for the
Hi,
raid, Lum Lum.
Lumi.
You're also free to join chat, Lum Lum, if you want to. Chat is open to you. Although I might have to give you a thing. If not, I can drag you in if you join anything.
We're committing brain aneurysms, Lumi. My IQ has actually gone down from listening
Okay,
to this.
did you just say you're gonna give Lumi your thing? I mean, I'm not against that, but here in public, my gosh, so lewd.
I mean,
Imagine attention whoring to get people to read your dumb thread. I know, right? See, chat, here's the thing that's funny is I don't have to like attention whore too much in order for people to pay attention to me. These people pay attention to me just based off of the shit we've said in the past. That's how stupid they are.
well, yeah, no, I kind of mentioned this earlier today, but everyone is, question
At
me,
this
would you
point,
support
regards to Twitter, you can measure your success by how many people are having you live rent-free in their head.
Would you support school vouchers being used for choice of going to private schools, particularly religious schools? Yes. I
Yes.
believe if you do school vouchers, the voucher should be worth like X amount of money towards the school. And then that school just has to accept a flat rate from that voucher. I think that would be how it works the best. And it gives people a chance to, like, choose what school they want to send their kids to, and it convinces schools to be a bit more competitive in their learning environment, which I think is just better overall for everyone.
I wholeheartedly agree with you.
We have tested school vouchers in very niche.
I think we need an overhaul of the standardized test system as well.
We have actually tested school vouchers in a couple states in very secluded areas, and while we definitely need more testing to see their effects, every area they have been tried, it was very successful. That doesn't necessarily mean it scales up very well. There's a lot of stuff that works on small scale that doesn't scale up very effectively. But the fact that we have seen good small scale tests means that we should probably be scaling up at least a little bit
Yeah,
to keep
things
testing.
will work in rural counties that just do not work in metropolitan areas.
That'd be taking away from the public school system, which then results in a physics cycle. No, because if we use school vouchers, there is no public school system. And I think that's what a lot of people forget. That's the entire point of the school voucher. Everything technically becomes a private school.
It also forces teachers to actually kind of give a damn. And I think some of them do. I know Junie definitely does. But I feel like sometimes teachers just don't give a damn.
The idea is you basically turn everything into a private school. You force the schools to
There's
actually
a lot of teachers that give a
compete for
damn, but they are
students.
so underpaid. It's stupid how underpaid they are.
Oh, I agree. There are a lot of underpaid teachers, and I think that it's really quite a travesty that they are. I think, unfortunately, though, some others just don't care, and it's
What do you
really
think the
sad.
average salary of a teacher is?
Like $30,000.
It goes between
Or-
50 to 60.
Yeah, and the
Is it
ones that
really?
don't care are the I know
What?
the average. So it's between 20 to 30 based on the state. No, those are the nice areas, the rich schools. I'm looking at my county right now. Average is 22,350 for this county in California. And that's California prices. Remember that.
I'm talking nationwide. According to nationwide statistics, it ranges anywhere from the low of 45 to the high of 60. That's just like nation median. I know that's not going to work for everywhere. That's not going to work for every small county. But a lot of times when you hear of these big teachers unions, they are coming from the larger counties that are making more money.
That sounds so high, though. Even for a nationwide average, that sounds so high.
The end game is eliminating the public school system, privatizing all education. Yes, the point is to put the power back into the hands of the people, which is the point of the school vouchers. Public school systems do not exist for the sake of public school systems. They exist for people that would not be able to afford a private school. But with a school voucher, that implicitly means that every student can afford a private school, because the entire purpose of the voucher is to get you in the school you want to go to. By nature of having vouchers, the public school system is useless.
Basically, the idea is the vouchers would privatize the entire school system.
Yes. And it doesn't necessarily have to be completely privatized. The government could still run like public schools, but they would still have to compete with everybody else for school vouchers. So they would still have to provide a good education and good teachers for the students. That's why I think a lot of people don't understand the purpose and usage of school vouchers.
No.
All I know right now is that we were told that if you go through school, K through 12, and then you go to the high school and you university, you get your degree, you'll have more job opportunities. People are coming out of college with great degrees. There's not shit for jobs. So
Yeah.
This was clearly a lie. So what is the purpose of a public school system if it does nothing to truly prepare you for the working life of your average American citizen?
Can I tell you something that worries me?
What?
The illiteracy of Americans that I see is actually kind of terrifying. Like 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 I said, my family is all homeschooled. My brother, my sister, everybody in my family. The fact that my brother can read better than some people I see in college right now genuinely terrifies me. And he just turned like 18. I don't know how to reconcile with the fact that the next generation is supremely stupid. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be rude. That's just what I'm observing,
So
and it freaks me out.
Literacy, illiteracy, and media illiteracy is an extreme problem, is a symptom to like one of the harbingers of the end of a major society.
Yeah. It really freaks me out. There's so many people these days. And you see with a lot of VTubers too, they can't do shit for brains. And I'm not quite sure how to reconcile that. Like, I don't think it's like the end of the United States or just like the world in general, but it does make me really sad.
Yeah.
I will only check my Twitter once a week and post a little bit, but I can't tell you how many people I've had they'll say, oh, this person literally said this, and they'll use the word literally and do a quote that like there's not even 3 words that are relevant to the quote that they're referencing. I'll post a screenshot of the tweet they're trying to quote and show them that they're wrong. They're like, no, that's not how I read it. Well, then you read it wrong. What is wrong with you people?
Yeah, I've had that problem with a lot of people. That there is a genuine issue of you literally just read it wrong, and they're like, well, this is how I interpreted it. It doesn't matter how you interpreted it, you can interpret wrong.
And it's like the law is only interpreted one way. You broke the law, but you didn't interpret that you did. Okay, well, you still go to fucking jail.
You know, one of the most like funny little sayings to like between attorneys and lawyers is words matter, and your selection of words matter. It's kind of like Amber Heard trying to use pledge and donate synonymously, and Camille Vasquez went, well, I don't, so answer my fucking question. That's kind of where we're at here. Stop trying to make words mean things to you that they don't mean to anybody else. There's a universal consensus here. Stick to it.
Can I interpret my mortgage is paid?
Under the society of people like this, yes, you can. I don't think that your landlord will, but yeah.
But here, I think we got a little off track with this thread. But look, we read your thread. Hope you're happy. Your thread sucks.
Oh, well, here's the thing. You can just invoke squatters' rights.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. My
but-
squatters' rights.
But for this person, I pulled up a couple people that quote tweeted them. To like I just thought were a little funny. I tried to stick to people that were specifically VTubers and not just everybody because a lot more people quote tweeted it. So I have this one called Grim Ferno. Never heard of them. They identify as a metalhead. They're another example of why the change to block function is a terrible idea. Not only are users left still vulnerable to stalkers, but vile leeches like these can keep tracking posts from people they don't like for awful content like this and encourage harassment.
The change to
yeah,
the block function
motherfucker.
is the best thing that I've ever seen Twitter do since community knows. I'm letting you know I'm letting you know right now. You have a right in the court of law to face your accuser. And I think it's absolutely disgusting to block somebody and then talk shit about them.
Yeah.
So, no,
Yeah,
if you... I think that it's perfectly apropos to have a block work like, okay, I can't interact with them, but I can see what the fuck they're saying.
I've noticed because of the change, there are numerous people that have me blocked that still reply to a bunch of my tweets. And it's like,
same.
I'm a vile leech and I'm making you vulnerable to harassment. But every single time I tweet, you reply to me from behind a block where I can't see it, specifically to shit on me. You're involving yourself in this constantly. And
Well,
you
not
just think I shouldn't be allowed to see that you're treating me like this.
My apologies. Not just that, but these people seek it out as well. Like, the only reason that this stream is even happening in the first place is these people that block us retweeted something I said. It's not like I directly invoked their name, which I try not to do because, like, that is kind of like a bad thing to do. But, like, these people actively seek out the people that they want to be upset at. It's like, bro, stop hitting. It's literally the stop hitting yourself meme where these people can't stop trying to seek for damage. It's almost masochistic in a way, and it's kind of gross.
You have the option to not tweet. Once you
Look,
tweet, you're
at
in the
this
PvP
point, I'm
area.
asking if they're Kanye West, because they have a weird sexual attraction to these aquatic VTubers.
Oh, and I'm not really interested in Miss Mummy or this Darius person.
Remember, one of the reasons for the change was scammers and spammers could block a big creator and post their scams in their replies. I definitely think
No, neither am I, but they're masochists, so they want to be spanked.
I think the biggest thing was probably just Elon's ego, where he didn't like that people would block him and then constantly reply to him. Which, if it's a good change because of his ego, I don't care. It's a good change.
I agree. Like I said, this has made me making videos so much easier because normally when somebody blocks me, I have to log into an alt account, which really is like an extra 10 seconds of work. That's just me being lazy. But like now being able to directly screenshot this person, especially people that, you know, want to hide behind a block and shit talk you, it's really nice. It's really nice to actually like say, man, that's really funny. I'm going to take a screenshot of that and then laugh at you.
You know what would be great if they could add as a feature, like say somebody who's blocked you has replied to a thread that you're done or replied to one of your things or even added you. You are allowed to reply only to those posts in which you've been added.
Oh, they had that change for a while.
That would be hilarious.
They actually did have that change for a while. Right now it doesn't seem to be working, but it was working for like the last month. Why do they go around stirring the pot if they're so scared of getting harassed? That's the other thing. You have these people that are constantly saying, oh, I blocked you. You shouldn't be allowed to see me because you're going to get me harassed. Why are you still replying to me and talking about me?
It's like when you... Oh, this is going to be a sad example, but it's like when a cop arrests somebody and then makes fun of the fact that he had to arrest somebody. It's like, what do you expect? The guy not to like want to lash out at you?
Yeah.
Or it's like when you make fun of an animal,
You're
in
poking a
zoo.
bear.
Exactly.
You're
Yes,
making it a
that's
little
better
complicated.
example.
You're poking a bear, and then you're like, the bear beat me up. I don't understand. I was just beating him with a stick. Like,
Yeah, that's a better.
yeah.
That's a better
Actually,
example.
you know what's funny? You know what it reminds me perfectly of? Is that episode of American Dad where Stan starts snapping and saying gone to anyone he doesn't like. So, like, someone will say, ask him to do something, he'll snap in their face and say gone. And then to him, they don't exist. Now, he's being wrestled to the ground by cops and shit. He's like, who are you? What specter has a hold of me? But it's just like, yeah, this doesn't work anymore. You can't just unilaterally block someone so you think you get the last word in when you're rigging the game.
Yeah. No, yeah.
But yeah, this is just one of those things. It's dumb. We got another one. I got her blocked and muted. I wish others would too, because I'm not trying to see these people at all. So why are you talking about it again?
Exactly. These people are such leeches. If you don't like me, then don't look at me.
Exactly.
You give me more power. Like,
It's
I-
just so dumb. Watched a few minutes of their entire humor is just woman bad. Haha.
At this
Look at
point,
these
we
idiots.
have like
Who
the
care?
negative Tinkerbell, where the more haterade thrown at us, the more powerful we become.
I'm curious about this person because I'm like, I have to rewatch the stream. What did we do at the start of the stream where the humor was just woman bad?
you would have to ask Lumi, because Lumi is the woman-hating woman, and she probably said something along those lines.
Yeah. Like-
I'll let you know right now. Probably what it was is the fact that there were a lot of women who were being the ones who were losing their shit over the election.
I mean, possibly. But it's like, okay, you watched the first few minutes of the stream. You mean the part where we were doing our intros? So you didn't watch basically anything. Because you didn't get into any of the real content. I think we didn't even really start doing content till like 10, 15 minutes in.
Yeah, because
it's a
talk a lot.
podcast. Before somebody says something, because it's a podcast. Like, I know we had somebody watch one of
I
our
mean,
videos
most of these
once to do
podcasts,
this.
you usually get 20, 30 minutes before you start getting into a topic.
Yeah, we had somebody that replied to one of our podcast episodes that got really mad, and he's like, just do the content. Like, why are you guys just talking and chatting? Because it's a podcast. It's a stream.
podcast.
It's like,
It's
do you
not
know
a
how?
structured YouTube response.
Well, it's also like, you know how long Joe Rogan goes for?
But doesn't
And
he go
he's
like
the
6 or
best-
7 hours?
It's an average of 3 hours, but I think it can go longer depending on him.
Joe
and the
Rogan will
guest.
go 4, 5, sometimes 6 hours.
Yeah,
I've never watched a show.
I have not. I watched some of the clips where he was talking to Trump because I was interested to see what the guy was going to say, while talking to him. But no, for the most part, this is podcasting. You're meant to talk. Like, there is a main topic, and whenever I
I
approach
used to
a
watch
show,
him like 3, 4 years ago. It usually depends on the guest. Like, I love Neil deGrasse Tyson as a guest. There's this guy who is like the mushroom guy. He wears a hat that's made out of a mushroom that went on there. But like, I've only seen maybe 5 episodes, and it all had to do with the guests that he gone on. There was also someone who went on Joe Rogan's podcast that ended up being jailed less than a month after for killing somebody and dismembering them. So there's that.
yeah. So like, but the point is, they're meant to be long. They're meant to be there for a reason. And if people aren't happy with that, I'm sorry. You know, we'll get to the main topic when we do. But people are here for the topic, and then us.
Yeah. But some of these are just a bit short. Just wanted to hit them up. How the hell does this even come across their minds as good content to make? I don't know. The most, like, probably second or third most watched political event ever. And you're like, why would they make content about this?
Well, it's like, why am I making a video on VTubers like screeching that Donald Trump won? Because I know that people are interested in seeing that. That's why. I know what makes
Yeah.
people happy.
There's an audience for almost anything. Like, that's a really dumb question to ask.
Like, our
Yeah.
podcast had almost 350 live viewers, and you're like, why would you make this content? Because it's a huge election. People were curious. What
How
the
the
fuck?
hell does this tweet even come across her mind as a good tweet?
Like, I've said this before, right? All content, if you are invested in doing it, is good content, because chat will know that you're invested in it, and it will eventually find the niche audience that wants to watch it. Not all content is going to get big, and not all content is going to be like widely adopted, but all content does have an audience somewhere.
Pretty much.
Like, as much as I hate political content has tons of people that cover it that get thousands and thousands of views a stream. Like, you got fucking Hassan Piker. His content is genuinely repugnant, and he's one of the biggest streamers in the world.
Oh, you know what's funny? I've actually been reported on that other platform that I stream at for streaming political content.
You
Even
can
though it
report
wasn't
people on that
technically
platform?
political content, it's just it wasn't the main sub. I never streamed the main subject of that site. It's really funny. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I'm actually I had all the mods and the site owner on my friends list.
I didn't know you could get reported on that website.
That's funny. Can
I
you
need to
not
go back
mention
to
the name of
streaming
that
there at
website?
some point. Anyways. I think I only have...
Yeah, they
one more.
actually do have some rules now.
Fair enough. And then here's the last one, which somebody else had already mentioned this. Why do lolicons believe Trump is genuinely on their side? Nobody said he was. Also, this is a video editor for Alara, by the way.
Ooh, Laura, you gotta stop letting them break containment, boy.
You know what? I will say this: the expression for a internet bill of rights goes a long way to protecting lolicons and shotacons.
Yes. I'd also say, Akko, you wouldn't know this, but because I mentioned at the start of the stream, but Thornmouth is the person that called out Alara for being an asshole about her.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, so I'm sure Alara loves K-Dog, that you are supporting the people that treat her like shit.
Yeah, K-Dog, is that really the road you want to die on? Holy fuck, don't remind us of Lolly Trump. Oh, Mizu, did you see that?
I did see
show you
Lolly
that?
Trump.
What did you
saw
think
that.
of
Is it
it?
something like these illegals need correction?
Yes, I loved it so much. Absolutely, like, top 10 Lolly.
But, Akko, we saved this one for you. We have the Darius tweet. Darius, don't know a lot about him, but I know he sucks. They're gross, but they have a point. To point out, Darius has started shit with me multiple times. So, I don't like you, bro.
I think that's
Um,
why I disliked him, because you had mentioned that to me. Because, like, I was racking my brain, because I was like, I know Mizu said that he doesn't like him, and I had formed a reason off of that as well.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't think of it for the moment. And I should have been more
Who the hell
clarified.
is Darius?
This guy. Don't know much about him.
Like,
Post
at one point,
food.
At one point, I was
He
like,
replied to me in a subtweet.
Oh,
I'm not mulling about the
his
election.
icon reminds me of the. Oh my God! There's a fish cake on its freaking.
Oh, what this? But I'm not mulling about the election. I'm working to create a sense of community with like-minded adults, so
Yeah,
we can
I
put in the
just,
work
like,
to make a future we believe in.
I find it weird people who post pictures of the food.
So I'm gonna see if I can pull this up because I know it's on my Twitter. Because this is a subtweet about me, just so we're clear. He's replying to this, where I found him in another thread where he said, still waiting for the quote drama reporting because all they seem to do is take weird political victory laps, be mean for no reason, then mauled when people laugh at how gross they are. To which he now says, I'm not mauling about the election. I didn't say you were mauling about the election. I said you're mauling about us making fun of you. Huge difference, bro.
because he is.
Yeah, because all I said, are we taking victory laps or are we mauling? You watched a 5-hour stream to find the one spot where someone said, I don't really like this guy. and proceeded to
You
rant
know,
and rave to anyone who would
I'm just
listen
gonna
all
say
day.
one thing about Darius. He's a bear VTuber. He would know about gross, given all the dingleberries he probably has to deal with.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
Oh.
I don't like him. He's a piece of shit. He's always been a piece of shit. But I'm just saying, you can't come in here and be like, oh, you guys are just malding. And then I'm like, are we taking victory laps or are we malding? Which, again, you probably notice in here that at no point did I ever say he was malding. I only used that word in reference to us quoting what he said. So I have no idea why he felt the need to quote tweet this.
So, again, one of the reasons why I didn't like say a
You know,
lot is
again, literacy, it's a major problem in like society, but the VTubing community especially.
yeah.
It's also one of those things like, you started this. I don't understand. You started the fight and then you're like, there's a fight? I didn't know there was a fight. What do you mean? You threw the first punch.
I didn't consent to this fight. Well, then why did you join in, motherfucker?
Oh, it's so sad.
Yeah.
But I did pick up a couple people that also quote tweeted him because he's sad. But then we had, don't worry, Darius. These girls are literally known for being high school bullies. Basically, Lamal. They just shit talk and gossip, and it's so yawn. Yes, it's a drama podcast. We've literally called ourselves the Mean Girls before.
We need. Okay. How many Mean Girls are in the Mean Girls movie? I
Weird.
think we
So
could get.
literally known for being high school bullies. Guys, were you bullies in high school?
No,
No, I was homeschooled. I bullied myself.
I was actually very reclusive in high school. That was a good fish.
Huh. So, I wonder why they're using the word literally. I swear to God, I want to take away the ability to type to anyone who uses the word literally wrong.
To be fair, they say we're literally known for it. So, it could technically fit the bill.
It could.
But it's still one of those things like, yeah, we're a gossip drama podcast. I don't know why you're like, they just shit talk and gossip. Yeah, we shit talk and gossip. Are you mad that we're honest about that? It's literally called Under the Tea. It is
As
a
opposed
tea
to-
podcast.
No, yeah. As opposed to VTubers
it's
that
in
don't.
the freaking podcast name, Under the Tea. Yeah, exactly.
You know, I posted it on my Twitter earlier, but one of the things that I think really burns them up inside is that we publicly say we are a drama podcast. We're like, we're VTuber news, or we're trying to make the community a better place. It's literally,
Yeah, you know what really grinds my gears?
yeah, it is literally, we are drama. That is our podcast. We cover drama. We don't care if it makes the world a better place. It's funny because you're all idiots.
Well,
Those
exactly.
damn VTubers talking about drama. Ugh.
You
Yeah.
think drama is your ally, but I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see say so until I was a grown woman, and by then it was all but blinding.
Also, yeah, chat. Darius took a picture of Akko's stream because he was brought up on Akko's stream the other day.
Yes.
But he's
Again,
also been brought up on Under the Tea before, so.
It's important to know that, like, you know, during that stream the other day, I just wanted to recap and get more fluid conversation about some of these people, because I feel like sometimes it's important to point out and say, all these weird people that you see on Twitter, yeah, they're about as weird as you think they are. He was the only one, like, maybe this is a point against the reform, I don't know, but he's the only one where I couldn't legitimately bring up and say, oh yeah, this is the exact reason why. And that's my fault for, like, not being specific at the
That's
moment.
sus
But, like,
as fuck.
what?
This person that made this tweet says they're 19, and then it says they have a fiance. Their fiance says they're 24.
Okay.
That's sus. I'm not wrong, right, chat? That's sus as fuck.
That's okay. Yeah.
That's way too close for comfort for me. Wait, 19?
A 5-year difference I'm not overly concerned about, and
Yeah.
honestly, let's
Five-year
not go there.
difference, and their
It's
fiance.
low-hanging fruit at the most.
No, 5-year difference. They're a fiance. This person's 19. They have definitely been dating for more than a year. There's a very high chance they were together when one of them was a minor.
So they probably... No, I've known young people to literally people my age to go, oh, let's get freaking engaged, and then they stay engaged for 2 years, never make any wedding plans, and then blow up spectacularly at a dinner in the middle of an Arby's.
I'm
very
sorry, that's
specific.
just too close for me. That makes me uncomfortable.
And same here.
Cradle robbing, yeah, it's a little cradle robbing. Like, yeah, 5 years when you're older, not a big deal. 5 years when you're at this age, that's rough. Drive-through weddings in Vegas, yeah, there are. Those are funny.
Exactly. That's what Ethan Ralph
That
did.
was when that's the age when I was born. And honestly, my mom was freaking crazy despite being younger than my dad. She was the threat, not him.
Yeah. We got this person. Admittedly, I don't know if this person's a VTuber or not, but they do say on hiatus. And that kind of implies to me that they are a VTuber. Or they have some kind of content creation going on. Can't believe these people are still yapping. Didn't they get canceled like 8 times? Victim blaming other shit too.
You
Hello?
guys got canceled 8 times. Did you know if you get your canceled card punched 10 times, you get a free Sunday?
I was hoping to
fuck,
get Chick-fil-A.
dude. I kind of wanted the homophobic chicken, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Give me the homophobic
Can I
chicken.
have a
I'll take
Chick-fil-A
that.
milkshake instead? Isn't there a thing called Romeo and Juliet clause or something? The Romeo and Juliet clause...
Homophobic ticket, you know what? Yeah, I think you can change it. Yeah, there's transfers are allowed.
Okay, thank God.
Just to explain to chat, because a lot of people don't understand it, not everywhere has a Romeo and Juliet clause. Romeo and Juliet clause typically only extends out 3 years, though there are some places that have more and less. And the purpose of the Romeo and Juliet clause is if both of you are underage and one of you ages out into an adult, or what we call age of majority, then
People
you can
also
still
have to
the
remember
relationship.
as well that it has both of them. Yeah, exactly what Mizu is saying. And I'm letting you know right now, there's only a handful of states that have them, and Romeo and Juliet clauses often require parental permission as well.
Yeah.
Again, I did a lot of family law, so this kind of topic was frequent when it came to like dealing with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to have this idea that Romeo and Juliet clause is so an adult can date a minor. The specific intention of Romeo and Juliet clause is that 2 minors do not have to break up if one of them is slightly older. That is the entire purpose of it. It is not so adults can date minors. That is weird. That is never intended to be the point of it. I don't know how people got that mistake. I think it was probably from Onision, because Onision was constantly trying to abuse that shit to get with minors.
Yeah, and that guy's fucking Did you hear that guy's apparently coming back to the internet now?
Oh, he comes back all the time. His
I know.
weird... The thing is, he always attracted like a child following, which is horrendous, and he is genuinely a danger to children. But there's not much people can do because they've tried to get him on
that's
charges multiple times.
horrifying. Look, people like that need to be chemically castrated after being convicted and found guilty in the court of law.
Yes. He has somehow expertly like gotten around legal trouble constantly. I really don't think he should. I think it should be pretty obvious what's happening. But I guess it's not enough for a court
No,
case.
it's not expertly. I'm going to let you know right now what it is. And I think YouTube needs to ban this type of content. This vigilante, PDF file hunter style content, the Momo Max content and stuff. The more you try to make content or try to take the law into your own hands, the more you make it difficult for a prosecutor or a DA to press charges. This shit needs to stop because it has time and time again with people like EDP and other such people they've gotten off of being charged at all because these YouTubers and vigilantes have tainted the evidence pool. And the prosecution cannot use that evidence in court. And so no charges can be applied.
Yeah, so I'm going to bring this up to the chat from Kiriki VT. One question I've been having as a VTuber is the fact I've remained silent about anything political for my own protection, and some of my friends have been hammering me to reveal my vote and being called overdramatic. Am I really? You're not overdramatic. What I would say is if your friends are pressuring you like that and they're not taking no for an answer, they're kind of shit friends.
You need new friends, in my personal opinion,
you
because
need
if they
better
can't accept
friends.
you as you are, then they're shit friends. And I'm not trying, like, legitimately, it sucks to hear that and to say that.
They are shit
but
friends and always fall back to I didn't vote or I couldn't vote.
Well, it's not even just
Um,
like the vote thing.
Yeah,
It's,
it passes the buck along, but it's just like, I don't know. I start distancing myself after that.
well, it's not even the vote thing. I would still say they're kind of shitty friends if they heard that you voted one way or the other and they tried to distance themselves from you on that. I'm saying if you tell them, no, I don't want to talk about this, and they refuse to take that no, they're shitty friends. Somebody who's actually your friend should be able to hear no as a complete sentence and leave you alone.
Yep.
You should not need to say more than
That's,
that.
I mean, if this is like in your chat and stuff too, that should be an instant kick from your chat. Don't let your chat hijack the topic of the stream, especially if it's something that you're uncomfortable with revealing to your chat.
Exactly. I will say, like, I had a situation like that, chat, recently, where the person is like, well, who'd you vote for? I'm like, motherfucker, I don't vote because I'm a fourth estate. And even if I did, why the fuck does it matter to you? Like, I know that you're, like, worried about the guy who just got elected, but this is not how you treat a friend. It's almost like they're getting ready to pull out a knife and stab you based on whether or not they think that you're, like, the villain of their own personal story. And I'm fucking sick of it. Like, I don't know. I don't want to rant.
You
But
know
yeah,
what's
no, the
crazy
answer is
is
just say
there
no.
is actually charges against a woman in South Carolina who was directing FEMA efforts at the time,
I saw
who
that.
literally was recorded saying to ignore yards with Trump signs in the yard.
That
Now
may
again,
or may not
I'm
end
not
up being
for
a
Trump,
huge
I'm not
thing.
against Trump, but that is absolutely abhorrent behavior to, as a first responder, go, oh, who did you vote for before I decide to actually, like, help you. That's a violation of your obligation as a first responder. Fuck off with that shit.
Yeah, like, I know from right now they've been fired, but I highly doubt that's going to stay with firing. It's either going to blow up into a huge thing with a massive investigation, or they're going to try and sweep it under the rug and cover it up, and it's going to piss people off.
Oh, there's a full investigation. An investigation has already been launched.
Yeah. We'll have to see how it plays out. I actually think they're probably they're gonna nail somebody to the wall. Even if it's not necessarily her. Because it's gotten too much public attention now. Even if there's more people involved, at least one person is getting nailed to the wall. They're gonna send the men in suits.
One can hope and pray, my friend.
Well, I've actually kind of taken this idea from a couple different corporations, because some corporations have basically a kill squad, right? Where when something goes like really shit at a corporate location that costs them a lot of money, they basically send a kill squad, and the kill squad's intent is to find the most culpable person there.
Yeah, I'm
and
gonna let
ensure
you
they're
know right
gone.
now, Boeing's kill squad, freaking 2 out of 2, full KD ratio, perfect ultra kill.
But yeah, like there's also like government kill squads to where they send in feds, and even if the feds aren't going to get rid of every single person, they're going to find somebody who they believe can be said most culpable, and they're going to ruin them with whatever they can find. Like, it just happens.
If it's not a crime, it should be. No, yeah, the way that woman acted with the whole FEMA shit, I feel like it probably should be a crime because you're denying people based off of their political opinions. That's
Yeah.
bad.
So we have a couple replies here in his thread. We have people bringing up
She was
the...
instructing people to ignore. I feel like there's probably something that can be brought up against her in court.
We have this one that gets passed around all the time, that VTuber T group that gaslit a victim of sexual assault. I'd like to point out that none of you know what gaslighting is. Gaslighting is not saying somebody is wrong. That's not what that is. Gaslighting is a pattern of behavior denying somebody's entire reality and trying to convince them that their entire reality is different. Telling somebody, no, you're wrong, is not the same thing. We have the person, which we've seen a ton of people, don't know what
Gaslighting
anti-bully is.
through very specific word choice and manipulation, forcing somebody who's being gaslit to question their own reality. Did I do that? God, I might have done that. I don't know. And that's gaslighting.
We have the person that they don't know what anti-bully is. I've seen this a bunch. Anti-bully is a meme. I'm sorry that you guys didn't get that. We're not required to explain meme to you.
No, I purposefully hope that they don't know just so I can laugh more.
Oh, they definitely don't.
No,
Some of them do.
I
Some of them do, and they're ignoring it.
You think so?
Yeah.
Who do you think actually knows?
Well, some of them I've recognized have mentioned certain names.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people who are just being bad faith
Yeah.
about it.
Like, there are people that know who, like, Ralph is. There's no way you know who Ralph is, and you don't have at least a passing knowledge of Jim Medeker. Like, it's just people like that. Or somebody that would bring up, oh yeah, I used to like Andy Worski back in the day. But you used to like Andy Worski back in the day, but you don't know what anti-bully means? You are not that deep into it and don't know Medeker. Because Medeker had escaped so many different communities because he was so big at the time. You could not be around at that time and not know him.
No, yeah, for sure. I'm just waiting for the day when these people actually realize what I mean and be like, oh, I can't believe you're going under that person. And it's just like, yeah, motherfucker, and I'll continue to do it till the end of the time.
So, I like this one. Kind of wanted to bring this one up because we have Zion Sea Slug Tuber. At least you have a sense of humor. Well, just tickled people would hate me for no reason. It makes me feel giddy. They hate everyone, including themselves. I wanted to bring this one up, not because anything in here that was said was particularly interesting. I wanted to bring this one up because I've never said this publicly on stream and I've always wanted to. Zion, you're a piece of shit. You harassed a minor years ago because they had a model that had black skin. I don't know, like...
What?
Yeah, there was a kid who got their very first VTuber model. They were a minor. I confirmed in conversation with them that they were a minor. And it was based off a D&D character that they had been playing with. So it even said publicly on their profile, hey, I'm not a black person, but my D&D character is black, so my VTuber model is black. They were attacked by a larger black VTuber group that harassed them for days. And Zion jumped in on that and started harassing them too. And I had to extensively call them out to get them to stop. And they pretended like they just let it go on their own. No, they were in DMs with me. I had to convince them to leave the kid alone. And I told them multiple times, they are a child. They literally aren't doing anything wrong. Leave them alone. And they were just refusing to accept it. So Zion, you piece of shit.
No, that is a pretty shitty behavior.
That is so fun.
I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like you have any moral high ground over us calling out adults with accounts 20 times our size when you're like harassing a child for nothing.
About Tapeworm's like, don't tell him about Hawk.
No one tell them that about Honko.
Here's the thing, and I know that people are going to endlessly not know the difference between a Gyaru and a black person. Those people aren't really Japanese fans, in my personal opinion. And even if they are, like, they need to get educated, all right?
I wish I could find all the tweets on this, by the way, but so many people deleted it when they found out they were a minor because they acted so horrendously. But, like, this kid was getting so heavily harassed by this group in their Discord. They joined the Discord to try and ask, like, what did I do? How do I fix this? Like, I don't have money to buy a new model, but you're telling me that it is racially insensitive for me to keep this model. What do I do? So they joined the Discord, asked like that line of questions, were immediately banned. The people from that Discord posted like just the join message from where they joined that Discord. Literally hundreds of people from that Discord, all saying, they tried to sneak in and infiltrate a black-only Discord to, like, try and gaslight all of us into thinking they were black. They were clearly, like, trying to pretend they were black. It's like, no, we have the messages. They joined to try and talk to you.
There's no such thing as sneaking into a Discord community.
How are they supposed to know that the community is black only?
Invite your community is
like,
public.
Isn't that discrimination?
Yeah, like this
I feel
poor
like that's a bit of
kid.
segregation.
Like this poor kid was getting harassed by all of their Discord members, and they went to the Discord to just be like, "What did I do wrong?" Were immediately banned on join.
Yeah, I
and then
just
they were
heard.
harassed
So what am I
more.
hearing? Like, there's a Discord full of Uncle Toms. Like, what the fuck?
Don't say that. They're gonna come after me again. They've come after me several times. I'm kind of fucking sick of them. And people deny they even exist when I bring them up. It pisses me off so much. They're pieces of shit. And all of you VTubers should be upset that you even support them. Genuinely.
Yeah, it's fucking
Anybody who
crazy.
knows the situation
Well,
knows
you know
who I'm
what?
talking
I hope
about.
that none of them live in California, because if they do and they do some defamatory things, I might just decide to take a massive lolly duke on their chest.
Oh, be careful. I know you're a lawyer, but be careful.
But yeah, like I don't like you. You harass kids, and you had to be convinced over hours to stop harassing a literal child. You're not a good person. I'm not scared of you. Ba, 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 ba. Jesus Christ, were they on? You're the chillest guy I know. So I have to bring this up because a lot of people don't seem to understand this. Just because somebody is friends with you doesn't mean they're friends with other people.
Exactly.
I don't know why I have to explain this so many times. They could be the nicest, sweetest person ever to you, and then they could literally go home and murder their wife.
You know what the perfect example is? In Cyberpunk, in the very beginning of that game, you run into a fixer named Dex. Dex is known as the chill fixer, but when your job goes wrong, he loses his shit, and you find out he's fucking unhinged.
Yeah.
That's what people are talking about. Just because they're friendly to you doesn't mean that's their baseline. They could be a dick to everybody else. You don't know.
You know what's a better example? Every single serial killer ever. Every single one is like, this guy was so polite and so nice, and he's an upstanding member of the community. He does charity. Oh yeah, and he's got like 50 bodies in his basement. Like, stop saying you're nice to me. That means you're a nice person. That's not how that works. They're nice to you because you're friends. They're a piece of shit to everybody else around them that they disagree with.
Or does anybody remember the old cartoon show, The Rugrats?
Yeah,
And there was
Angelica.
that older girl, Angelica,
Darius
and
is
she was like
Angelica.
always super sweet
Darius is
to the adults and an absolute craphead to the babies.
Yeah.
Yep, Darius, you're Angelica. That is your life now. I hope you enjoy. You're a crybaby.
Yeah, like I've had to bring this up with a ton of people on Twitter before. Go
Or
to
here's another one. Vicky from Fairy Godparents. Fairy Godparents!
Yeah. Go to any indie VTuber chat and then click on their replies section. The indie VTuber fears you looking at their replies section because they are unhinged in replies to other people that they aren't in regular tweets and retweets. I mean, some of them are unhinged in regular tweets and retweets, but for those that aren't, click their reply section and you will see like the worst hive of scum and villainy ever. And they count on people not clicking that button.
Yep.
Uh,
And I would just like to say, Darius, I'm sorry for getting it wrong the first time. This is why I don't like you.
At least you're funny and have a personality. Can't say the same for them. Also, you know, being a decent person. Hey, look, it's Thornmouth again. This is another issue I see with indie VTubers. A lot of you have like an incestuous content loop when it comes to drama. Is you will all shill for
Dude,
each other.
Thornmouth is your #1 hater. Jesus.
Oh no, we have a lot of #1 haters. Thormouth doesn't even come close to them.
Sylvie's my #1 hater. Love you, Sylvie. I know you're watching this because you watch all my content.
I know Dom's
know
my
why
#1
you-
hater.
You're finally one of us big creators, Darius. You need haters. That's the criteria. Feel it, embrace it, feed off it. If that's the criteria, we've been huge.
You know who Darius
Oh, yeah.
reminds me of? And Darius reminds me of when that episode of The Office where Ryan is talking to like Nate and Dwight and a bunch of other people. He's like, I'm a good guy. And Nate's just like, you know, I've only just met you. And between you and the other guy, I prefer the other guy. And again, I've never even met him.
Yeah.
I just know you.
They're just upset. They're the hateful minority of a diverse and loving community, and that yes, politics easily become a moral issue this day and age. The leopards will eventually eat their faces too, and we can all laugh back at them. Keep being awesome, Darius. You're the leopards. I don't think you understand. We're on stream replying specifically to people that are attacking others over politics. We are the
leopards
nice
will
person in
eventually
this
eat their
one. You are the
faces.
leopards.
I don't. What is that supposed to mean? Is that supposed to be taken literally, figuratively, spiritually?
I think they're talking about politics.
They're trying to
and
say
how-
that we're attacking people and that one day people will attack us over politics. We're not attacking you guys because you don't like Trump. We're attacking you guys because you're stupid and you think Trump is going to be Hitler 2.0. You sound insane. And I'm not required to, like, coddle your insanity.
We're not even attacking these people. What
Well, yeah,
we're
we're just making
attacking,
fun of
or
them.
we're not attacking anyone. We are making fun of and pointing out the absurdity of extremist positions, both right or left. I've made fun of several people on the right saying some crazy stuff. But right now, especially after this election, the left has been saying some pretty kooky duke stuff too.
Yeah. Like, we make fun of people all the time. It's really easy to make fun of left-wing people when every other tweet we see is, Trump is Hitler 2.0 and he's going to throw the entire country into a nuclear winter. Like, do you hear yourself?
No, yeah, it's just like, give me a Nick Fuentes tweet that's actually worth making fun of and I'll do it. But for right now, you're the funniest
Does
guy in the
anybody
room.
remember 2016? Like, I remember it in...
I fucking love
People were saying it was
Ava.
the end of the country then too.
I love you, Ava, so much. You're amazing.
Also, I'll point out that during our election stream, we literally did make fun of Nick Fuentes, and I constantly made fun of him being a gay catboy Nazi. Like, I brought it up multiple times because it's fucking hilarious.
Become Hunter. Nick Fuentes.
Yeah, Hunter Avalon and Nick Fuentes would get along great if they were on the same side of the aisle.
Oh, yeah.
They'd talk
they
about
definitely
catboys
would.
all day together.
Well, I mean, technically, Nick Fuentes is on the same side of the aisle because up until Trump won, he was like, fuck Trump, it's all Kamala, I'm gonna go for Kamala. And now he's just like, we did it, boys. My body, your choice, or some shit like that. And it's just like, bro.
I never saw any of that.
Oh, I kind of, I mean, you have to kind of follow.
Oh, so he pulled a
smaller
JD
people.
Vance is what happened.
Maybe because this was originally mentioning Akko, so maybe Akko will have to explain this one. Wasn't this the same bitch who was super rude about someone's model design? By the way, you guys are sitting here telling yourself that you are the nice ones, but you couldn't just say this person was mean to about somebody's model. You had to call them a bitch. I don't think you understand. That's not
So,
nice.
the only person I can think of, and it makes me wonder, is Dawn, because I have categorically made fun of Dawn's model before because it looks very generic. That's it. If that's who they're talking about, cool, whatever. But like, that's the only person I would like to know who else I made fun of.
Yeah, like I don't really. It'd be nice if you mention, because that's super vague. That's also what I really hate about a lot of these people, is they'll say something super vague with no source, and people just believe it. Because it's got 18 likes on it now. Okay, so 18 people just believe that you were super rude about someone's model design. Whose model
The
design?
very same.
You don't know. Nobody knows. You didn't say. I don't even know.
Yeah, it's like the SpongeBob claim. He poisoned our water supply, he slaughtered our children, and destroyed our young. What, did he? No, but are we just gonna sit around and tell he does?
You guys in chat are gonna love this next one. The only reason they have a following is because they love sucking Nazi dick for clout. I mean, if they're gonna be making such shitty cases on Twitter and online, the least they could do is be funny. You can't be dumb and boring. I'd like to point out that that political stream was the first time we have ever touched on anything political.
Well,
we literally
all three
don't
of
talk
us.
about politics.
I mean, like, I talked about when Trump almost got assassinated, but
Yeah.
I you weren't there.
By the way, funny, Maxine Queen, if you can't be dumb and funny and dumb and boring, how do you exist?
They say they're a VTuber, but like they don't have anything linked on that. Shoplifters will be re-prostituted. Oh, they got like a YouTube link. They just have nothing here. Don't know about others, but I've seen / heard some really cool stuff come out about that Mama Oka. I don't believe any of that one bit.
So they're not a VTuber, then they're a VTweeter.
I guess, yeah.
Well, I see. Here's the thing. Maybe there is some uncool stuff that's come out of me. I'm a very cringe person. You know, I've got autism.
Yeah, but this is one of those things. Like, you have to say what.
No, yeah, it's just, it's like
You can't complain about Akko saying, "I don't remember why, but I don't like you," and then every single person in here be like, "Well, they did stuff and things, and that's why I don't like them."
it like. It's like, so earlier today when I started seeing all this happen, because I was going to work, and he's like, hey, you can't like just say this. And I was like, I understand. But now I'm just looking back at this, I'm like, how is it that I've reached Voldemort status where they start saying things that I've done? And it's just like, proof? Proof, please?
Source?
Source, ma'am? Like, I'm supposed to be this horrible Nazi bigot. I'd like to see that. Where's my picture of me fucking like...
You know, just
Name
random
a
aside,
Nazi
by the way,
campaigner.
JonTron won, and I'm so proud of him.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, my God.
You get people like this, at least you're not a basic, boring, mean girl. Yes, you guys are. You're all basic and you're all mean girls. Like, nothing any of you do is that particularly interesting. All of your content is incestuous. The only reason any of you have any following is because you constantly suck up to people that are bigger than you, and for some reason they shill you.
You know what? I would say that Mean Girls is too respectful of a term that implies some level of planning and intelligence on their part, and I just don't see that.
No, we call ourselves mean girls.
Aren't these the people that called a male VTuber a bunch of slurs? Crimbo, was it?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, no, you're gonna
But
have to source that one.
I'm gonna use source
kinda
for
wanna- I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say, but I don't like Crimbo. Yeah, sure, whatever. I don't think I called him a whole bunch
I'm
of
gonna
slurs.
need. I know Crimbo. He's pretty funny, but I don't recall you guys calling him slurs.
Yeah. Aren't these the anti-non-binary people? You guys literally took one clip of me saying I didn't really believe non-binary was that valid of an identity, and you ran with it forever.
Well, and me saying the whole gender blob
You said you
thing.
didn't get it.
Well, yeah, I basically said I didn't get it, and it's just like I don't necessarily believe that anymore. That doesn't matter, but it's just like, okay, guys, are we gonna? Can you choose? And like it's we're approaching the point where there is only one or two things these people have said about me. Like, do they not watch? Like, they obviously don't watch all my stuff. It's like, bro, there's so many other things you could like bring up, man. You could bring up
Yeah.
the recent drama I had. No, like, but it's just like I don't get it.
But I'm gonna skip out of Darius because we're kind of coming to the end of my stream time here, and there's a couple things I want to touch
Well,
on.
that's the thing. They're not even scratching into the the iceberg. They're just scratching the surface.
Also, yeah, Guppy should probably stay out of drama. Guppy's got some issues.
Who?
Guppy. So this is the Damien Dread person I showed earlier on my tweet, where Darius shows up to their thing. I'm still waiting on the drama reporting thing. They say I would call under the VT fucking clowns, but that'd be insulting to clowns, I know. Don't know who you are, but I would point out you can't call yourself punk and then get mad at people being mean girls. Just saying, you're not punk. You've got like, I'm struggling to see what part of their content is entertaining enough to even call them clowns. People half of our size should not be saying that. People like drama. People love drama. You're all talking about it. Let's stop pretending.
Yeah, like there's a reason why I have 10,000 subscribers. People are interested in what I have to say. If that's a problem, it's not your thing.
I love this one by Jenkins. Them thinking they're any sort of relevant is hilarious. You're all talking about us.
Yeah,
I
but you're adding to the relevancy,
You're giving
therefore
me more
making them
clout, like,
relevant.
Like, I'll be honest with you, I'm fine with people talking about me like this because, do you guys want to know something funny? I've actually gained like 20 subs today after these people started talking about me.
Here, chat. Here's an old meme of mine. Can I zoom out a little bit on it? Yep. You're without a doubt the worst VTuber I've ever heard of, but you have heard of me. Every single time with these people. That's all it is.
Every time. It's so great.
But you have heard of me.
Yeah.
All right. They're all just haters. That's what they are. And I mean, yeah, they're keeping you guys as relevant. Like, them thinking they're any sort of relevant is hilarious. And like, well, you know what's hilarious to me? You laughing at just incorrect thoughts.
Yeah. I'm curious now, what's their average CCV? I don't really care about that. I always hate doing
No.
numbers games, except when people try and do like, oh, you're so much smaller than me thing. Because everybody's at different stages in their development, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's always funny when you get people that talk about how much bigger they are than us, that their account on Twitter says it's been up for like 10 years. And they look at ours and it's been up for like 3 months. Like, you're not being fair.
No, not at all. Exactly. It's just like, and the thing that's really funny, Mizu, is
Yeah, I do my best to like not even acknowledge like my numbers in terms of like how big they are or whatever. Like, I was told on my second stream that I had an average on YouTube of 65, which is amazing to me. It's absolutely astounding. But I had no idea that many people were watching until someone told me that. And I think that's how a lot of creators should approach their viewing their numbers. It shouldn't be this weird points game that people are trying to make it. This isn't Reddit. It's not for updates.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just one of those things everybody's like, oh, you're so irrelevant. It's like, well, we had 350 CCP on that stream, so. And you're all
It's ju-
talking about us, so.
It's just
I'd also like to
endlessly
point out,
funny.
because a lot of them don't understand this, everybody replying to you is another VTuber.
In the scope of the inevitable heat death of the universe, we're all irrelevant.
Yeah.
Just go Neil deGrasse Tyson on them.
But I just have to bring this up with some of these people. Every single person replying to you is another VTuber. You know how many of these people are watching your content? None. Because they're all doing their own content. You only appeal to other VTubers. That is not helping you.
no.
You have to actually appeal to an audience. And you don't. You only appeal to other VTubers. It doesn't work. It doesn't go anywhere. It's just dumb. Also, last thing for tonight is the guy that hates white people. Which is
Kyo.
Kaiho.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes. This guy's
Uh,
awesome.
losers putting my tweet on the thumbnail of their stupid podcast. Guess you gotta use my success to boost your podcast because you'll never have an ounce of what I have. Boring people will always rely on drama for their content. As I said in my tweet to Kyo, nobody showed up to our podcast because of your tweet. Not a
I'm
single
gonna keep
person.
it a $1.50. Until he mentioned it, I had no idea that his tweet was in your guys' thumbnail. I had to squint to even notice.
Yeah, like the tweets are in the background just for like to have something there on the thumbnail so people know like what we're talking about. Nobody shows up because they want us to see us address those specific tweets, except maybe the Mrs. Mummy one because it's like 2 miles long. And
Yeah.
but his
Which
tiny
one?
little tweet up here, nobody cared about that. Nobody showed up because they were desperate to hear our opinion on his tweet. Like, I'm sorry, Kyo. Like, nobody cared that your tweet was in our thumbnail except you. You should be happy. Look, you got more attention for it. This is also the only other time in this stream I will bring up numbers, because he immediately goes, this episode is literally just shitting on any VTubers that were against Trump. Y'all should support a podcast that has actual content like Silk and Bones. He has advertised this podcast multiple times on his actual Twitter account. It should be actually pretty quickly down here. Yeah, this is the first one. He's retweeting his Silk and Bones podcast. Remember, he said that we would not have even a fraction of what he has. The actual Twitter for Silk and Bones is 80 followers. And the actual podcast itself has 400 views on its highest viewed episode. Granted, it's only 2 episodes, and for some reason 2 shorts. But you can't sit here with an 80K account trying
Oh my
to
god.
beat down
How
on...
long have they been out? Like, how long have they been up?
this one is 11
my
days old.
account's doing better than them.
This
My
one's 11
Twitter
days
that
old.
I don't use is doing better than them.
Like I said, I would not bring this up because I don't like playing the numbers game. And this is like a small channel for you. You still don't have much going on. But you're advertising it on a Twitter with 80,000 followers.
Yeah.
Fucking what?
If you're like some relevant creator, like there
How
are
can you not
creators.
get people to watch
That
your
retention
podcast?
and draw rate is absolutely abysmal. Holy shit.
Like I knew creators who would make new channels and they would say, hey guys, we're doing a new project over here. If you're really interested in seeing more of us, please follow it. Instantly they would get thousands of subs to that channel because they knew how to court an audience. This guy doesn't seem like he knows how to court an audience outside of whatever. I'm curious, what does he do? Does he just play video games? Is he just a video game streamer?
He's a thirst trap male VTuber.
Oh, okay. So there really is no relevance to this guy whatsoever. Holy crap. I fucking hate thirst trap streamers.
And he's
like
using your
that.
drama to try and promote his channel. I mentioned that in one of my tweets. Like, yeah, you bringing this up are literally using us to promote yourself. And he tried to reply back. He's like, I'm not using it to promote myself. I'm a huge account. I don't need little old you guys. Well, then why are you using
You
us?
just
Kind of
did.
hilarious. It would kind of be like a
Clearly,
Circle K
something's not
going
working.
to Walmart and saying, Walmart is horrible. You should do your shopping at Kmart.
Yeah, it was this one right here. Where I posted, there's a certain irony in VTubers 80 times our size using our podcast for clout while accusing us of using them for clout. We hate to inform you, Ohio, but not a single person showed up to the podcast because they were dying to see your tweet. He says, Keck, I'm definitely using a right-wing loser podcast for clout. I expect 400 plus more viewers by tomorrow. That would double your YouTube viewership, so that's actually a pretty big amount, honestly.
Oh, fuck, that's funny.
Not everything I do is for clout. Maybe I just like making fun of Trump-supporting losers. Yeah, Kyle, we get it. You're a racist. You've been a racist for a long time. For those of you who don't know, he has openly said that he does not believe you can be racist to white people. He is actively abusive to white people. He is an Asian supremacist.
Yeah.
And people let it slide because he's Asian. He is genuinely an Asian supremacist. He also doesn't live in any Asian country. Just so we're clear.
You
He
know,
brings this
just
up with some people.
Like, I don't understand why people so readily throw aside the core message of, like, the civil rights movement, MLK's, like, the content of your character, not the color of your skin. How is that lost amongst these people?
Yep. There was also a couple people I wanted to bring up down here. The first one was Kisho, who I have their specific tweet linked here. I apologize for being friends with Under the Tea. I can't stay neutral. I knew the things they said and thought they were well-meaning but unaware. Somebody says, is this going to be one of them said something insensitive or supported Trump, so I disavow them? They say they're just mean-spirited, transphobia, and other things.
Wait,
I don't know who this is.
wait. Weren't they somebody from the Lollipop group?
I don't know. I don't remember them.
Wait. That might be. Well, hold on. I'm looking this up.
I've
'cause
never
I
talked
know,
to them.
I don't think so.
When I brought up in a tweet to them that I've never talked to them before and I don't know who they are, and they
Holy
said
fuck,
that
it is!
they
No, there's no
Yes!
way. I'm intimately familiar with the Lollipop group. I've drafted a C&D for them before. It is. No, it is. You're right. Oh my god.
Oh my
Oh my god.
god!
What the fuck?
They're still
What
friends
is
with me
this?
on Discord, by the way.
I don't
Oh,
know
that's
them. I
funny.
wasn't there for that.
No, that's good. That's cool.
They're
That's
trying
cool.
to say
They're-
that we're
wait,
friends though.
Wait. Were they one of the? They might have been one of the ones that came on the stream while fucking.
I thought the ones that came
what's
on the
her
stream
name?
were Bambi.
I know
And
Bambi did.
it was only 2 people, wasn't it? Is Bambi and somebody else?
It was only 2
Yes.
people. I don't.
I
don't
can't
think
remember
it's
who
that
it
one.
was. I'm gonna. Mystery solved.
But they're trying to be like, oh, we're friends. Like, I don't fucking know you.
No, we're not friends.
It was 3.
defended
It
you
was
'cause you're a
Lollipops
lolly.
was 3 or 4, but there's only 2 that went on to the Under the Tea podcast.
Yeah. But like they're immediately trying to throw us under the bus. They're doing it again in the Kaiho tweet. Also, Sluggy alt. Yeah, this is Zion's alt. So Zion is even on an alt account trying to like talk shit. This is something I really hate with VTubers, is they'll swap to an alt account and then continue trying to repeatedly talk shit with people. That's what Kaio's doing here. That's what Zion's doing here. Sylvie's doing it later in the comment thread here. By the way, Sylvie is in here, just so we're clear.
Always and forever.
Like, you guys do not use alt for what normal people use alt for. You guys use alt accounts so you can attack people. That's all you
And
use it
hide.
for. Yeah.
Well, they do it so that their main account doesn't get hit, because they know that if they do this on their main account, they can go down because it's bullying and harassment.
Like, they're shitty.
Like, yeah.
Also, I saw this a lot. Them uses you for clout. You does the same thing back to you, back to them. Them angry face. I'm not angry that he used us for clout. I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy. I don't think people understand this. I'm not mad that he is tweeting about us. I'm perfectly fine with him tweeting about us. My issue is that he's tweeting about us while telling people he's not tweeting about us. It's stupid. He looks like an idiot. And
This
all
is
of you
the
are idiots
equivalent
for
of
falling
us
for it.
like pointing 2 fingers at our eyes and then 2 fingers at their eyes and going, I see you. I see what you're doing and I'm calling you out for it.
Somebody in chat mentioned this guy up here and said that he got called out for trying to call people predators, which I'm not gonna say that one way or another. I haven't looked into it.
Rape. Oh, they're talking about when they're talking about a victim. They're talking about the Torah thing again.
They're always talking about the Torah thing. They'll never let it
It's
go.
always like literally. There's nothing else but the Torah shit. It's funny. If that's the biggest indictment you got out of me, okay, good enough for me.
It's genuinely impossible to take these fucking losers seriously. I don't even care on their politics. Literally all I think of when they folded beyond hard with that Torah situation, saying they'd used the girl's trauma for clout and then acted like the biggest pussies over backlash. Just so we're clear, by the way, this was never said. This was something that people made up.
Yeah, people have constantly made that up. We have never, ever admitted to that.
The specific line I said that they were trying to attribute this to is I made a tweet that said, I will use you abusing me for content. I was very clear that I would use their tweets attacking us as content. I never said anything about using the girl's drama for clout. Literally didn't happen. And then here we go, Sylvie Spark, because Sylvie Spark always shows up in these. He is desperate for my attention. And
Well, you know how
Sylvie, it's
difficult
not
it
gonna
is for
happen
these
between
people to
us.
read.
Sorry, what?
Oh, Mizu, you do have Keisho in your friends list.
Do I?
Oh, I said,
think
you
I've
know
ever
how
talked to
difficult it is for
you.
these types of people to read. It's very hard. You know, they're trying.
Maybe they added me. Here, I'll look at it. I don't think I've ever spoken to them. Oh, I've got streamer mode enabled. Mutual friends. You. Oh, there's Bambi. I should say hi to Bambi sometime.
I just did because I haven't said hi to them in a while. I think they need it.
Oh, this is the person who randomly tells me shit. They sent me a message last month, almost exactly a month ago. It said, can you tweet letting people know I was banned on Twitter for a week? And I sent them back, give me time to think on that. I don't know you. The only DM I have with them is a couple messages back and forth, which end with me saying, I don't know you.
I'm surprised they didn't go to me or Lumi. That's so funny. Is this
Your
like
only
a...
DM with them is quite literally the Thanos meme.
Yeah, like, well, because they just showed up in my DMs to be like, I got banned. Could you tell people I got banned, please? And I'm like, I don't know you. Like,
I don't know you.
You might
Kisu,
have
are
gotten
you
banned for
mad?
something legitimate. You might be like a predator or something. I'm not just gonna advertise your account. I don't know who you are.
Oh, this is literally like somebody that just got mad that you didn't acknowledge their existence or something.
They're not the only person to do this. I've had multiple like smaller indies like DM me before and be like, "Hey, can you like advertise me on your account?" And every time I'm like, "No, I don't know you." When I advertise people on my Twitter, it's people I like and people whose content I like and whose people I'm friends with. I'm not taking requests to advertise them. That's not something I do. That's weird. I don't fucking
Y'all
know
love
you
Bambi?
people.
Yeah, Bambi's amazing, chat. You need to give Bambi. Bambi deserves the love right now.
Love for Bambi.
But I'm sorry, Sylvie. It's not gonna work between me and you. I have multiple other women suitors right now, and you're just not. You're not even making
Sylvie,
the top 5, bro.
Sylvie, if I have to fight hard for that spot, you have no chance whatsoever.
Because, like, I don't know how much you and Domino, Ava, but Sylvie, every single time there's any discussion ever, doesn't even have to be about me, he will bring me up in it. And he will try and talk about me and twist things around to discuss, like,
The
my
blue
past.
one.
Yeah, the blue one. No, he'll say my name. Sylvie hates me.
He
He's
hates
never
you enough
let
to
it
use
go.
your name.
He
It's-
loves you.
It's because I exposed his third alt, and he'll never get over that.
Bark, the Mess Himbo VTuber editor. Who is he?
Oh, I'd be careful. Open up his Twitter. He edits
'cause
for
ugh.
Mia Malkova, apparently.
Oh, that's right. He also edits for Johnny as well.
And
I
he
forgot
edits
to tell you.
for Simrai, which is funny because Simrai doesn't really use her Simrai account anymore, and it's even changed to Kimrai now.
No,
nope.
he edits for Mencubus. I actually like him and Kimrai.
Oh, you shouldn't like Kimrai. Kimrai sucks. A lot of people don't know the Kimrai history, but she was really mad about the
I
Canadian.
like Kimrai's bits that she does at the Weary 101.
The thing is, she was really mad about the Canadian trucker protest, which somehow led into her getting angry about LollyCon, which led to her famous quote that I will never let her live down, that if you are a teenager who is sexually assaulted, you can get over it better than she can because she was assaulted as a child, and teenagers really don't need that much help to get over it.
What?
I forgot about that.
That boggles
To
my
this
mind.
day, she
What?
denies she ever said it. She refuses to acknowledge that she said it because she immediately
Damn.
wiped her whole Twitter.
Damn,
She
that's a
wiped a week worth
pretty
of tweets when she
damning
said that.
indictment. Holy shit.
As soon as she said it and I brought it up to her, she deleted a week's worth of tweets. And basically, at the time I was a small account, she basically convinced me to delete my tweet calling her out, which I should have never done.
Yeah.
I've brought it up to her once since then, and she denies it ever happened. She refuses.
She knows that the other people would eat her fucking alive if she did, and
Yeah.
stop believing the fact that her child is constantly abused on a daily basis.
Yeah, I also just don't believe that her child is like constantly getting abused every day. I think she
Me
makes it
neither.
up for Twitter clout, which is really fucked.
Yeah. Pretty much. I never have believed it. And I think if people believe it, it's incredibly sad because they're being led along by somebody who is literally just using them for clout. It's really fucking disgusting.
Does Internet Archive remember her tweets? I'm not good at searching the Internet Archive. I never have been. It would have to be look around the time she was talking about the Canadian trucker protests.
If you find that, listen, chat, I am going to put a $50 bounty on those tweets if you can find them. $50 if somebody can find those tweets that she made.
Yeah, don't do that on my stream. Do that on your stream.
Fair enough.
Here, I will see if I have it, chat.
You know what? Here, I'm pretty good at finding some stuff. Because lawyer. And I know how to use the Internet Archive. So here we go.
Here,
Okay.
Content. See if I can find it, because I don't think I have the whole thing anymore. It was a short video, I think.
Ava, here, you're like, that bounty is mine.
Can you give me a link to her page or at least one of the tweets, maybe?
Here, really quick. Do you guys want to see the original tea time I did? Because I actually had a tea time many years
Like,
ago.
even if it's just one of her tweets randomly about the trucker stuff.
No, that was years ago. I'd have no idea where to even start with that. Like I said, she wiped that shit. But here, chat, I will share some of the trucker protest tweets because I actually included them in a YouTube video. Do I have to shrink it?
Oh man. Old Mizu.
This is old ass Mizu.
Oh, it's cute.
This is a pilot I did called
So
Tea
full of
Time
life.
Shorts.
So innocent.
Unknowing of what's about to come.
Yeah. Boop. Why is this not displaying correctly? Is it because the Twitter TV has it taken over? Boop. There we go. So chat, this is a super old episode of I was doing a thing called Tea Time Shorts at the time. This was the pilot I had for it, and this would eventually become Under the Tea. But this was about the samurai thing. This was 2 years ago. VTweeter Tea Time, your one stop for VTuber drama, controversy, and piping hot tea for the week. This time we'll be covering the long debate over lolicon in the community, as well as small. Oh, here, real quick, I want to make sure the filters are correct, because I got it cropped and padded weird. Zoom you out. Zoom you further out.
Holy crap, guys, I just found a video by Bell's Flylord, who was actually covering Kimrai's recent lolly drama 2 years ago, right around the time of it, and I think I found it. Here you go.
Oh my gosh.
It's not like the archive, but he has screenshots.
Oh, here, one sec, because I have screenshots of the trucker thing in this. Tubers with NSFW tags.
Oh, somebody
Before we
did
get
do a
into
video
that,
on,
remember to
on
like,
her. Holy
comment,
shit.
subscribe, and ring that bell icon. Don't make fun of me. In today's story, debate over lolicon in the community has sparked recently.
I told
starting
you,
with a
I'm
post by
pretty
Dark
damn good at
Mistress
this.
Samurai,
If
who
the,
you may have
if the
seen in the news
screenshots are in here, I will
previously
definitely
as
give
the
you
VTuber who
$50.
accused Fortnite of stealing her design. It started on her Twitter with a post about, of all things, Canadian politics, with a throwaway reply towards the end simply saying, "As for the lolly stuff, no." This would later spiral into a week's worth of back and forth debates between her, aunties, and lolicons. I could spend the entire video covering just her tweets, which were all over the place, from claiming she never attacked lolicons to saying they're all closet CSEM supporters and contributed to her own personal
I'm
abuse.
sorry, I'm absolutely
There's
loving
a wild
this
story
because
there all by itself.
it reminds me
So
of
we're
like
gonna throw up a
Rosa
small
Setsu.
collection of her
Straight
tweets
up.
and move on.
Classic
Everything
bro.
culminated with a now deleted stream called Trigger Warning, Why Am I a Snowflake When It Comes to Lolicon? The only evidence I could find of the stream was from the CQ Esports website and vague posts from her on Twitter about doing a stream covering, quote, controversial art, unquote. I wasn't able to find any clips or highlights of the stream, unfortunately. Naturally, other VTubers, large and small, started to chime in on the situation. @Rain Scarlet said, "I don't think you should be using an avatar that looks like a child if you're over 18. This is also a hot take in the VTuber community. They know what they're doing." Another VTuber, @Carius, would also speak up for Samurai, saying she didn't understand how it was ever a hot take in the first place. But another user, Kaminari Zera, targeted Samurai's consistency, suggesting her support for Nanners, creator of the infamous Pomp Pomp song, made her seem like a bit of a hypocrite. After a few days, everything was finally starting to wind down, until another large VTuber, Kiari VT, decided to start up the discussion again with a tweet thread which is now set to mutuals only. She took things even further, saying anyone with a young child presenting model who had a not safe for work art tag was disgusting and downright sickening. Her more harsh tone attracted more extreme opinions on both sides of the discussion, including people who were using the thread as a way to subtweet small tubers they felt were guilty of doing this. Of course, the post garnered both support and dissent. Importantly, some members of the small tuber community felt the need to defend themselves. Some in complete defense of their art, and others showing sometimes there's more to think about before judging people. At Attack Bun agreed completely, saying they don't want to talk to anyone whose model looks young and encourages people to make not safe for work of them. While at Deidre Lillen brought up that not safe for work art is going to happen no matter what, so she just made the tag to separate it out. You might have thought things would have calmed down after a week and a half, but another post went viral in the community that linked a document trying to call out various members of Nichi-Sanji and Hololive as lolly shows. Although, some more serious allegations were mixed in as well. A few of the accounts circulating it are now deleted, and it appears most of the document lacked sources or took information wildly out of context. So for now, we'll simply toss it out. But it's unfortunately brought back the debate all over again. Isn't it wonderful, old Mizu?
That's amazing. You need to make more of this. You did so good.
That was terrible.
Do some mini news.
It's terrible.
It's
It
not
was
that
good
bad,
for what it
though.
was.
Mizu, you sold yourself short so much.
That was
You're
pretty darn good. I'm not gonna lie.
You could make some little shorts.
Look, you did it seriously.
But yeah, no, that stream is like all I have left of Simrai's like crazy tweets, and I could not include the teen one because she had deleted it, and I hated that I couldn't include it because it made me so mad.
No, I'd be mad too. That's the kind of thing that you want to archive for the rest of your fucking life.
Yeah, but
Oh,
at the time I was
gosh.
still like fairly new to the whole VTubing thing. That's why I also mentioned SmallTuber a bunch, and I never like bring up Lolicon all that much. Like nowadays, I would have been much more like one-sided in that coverage.
Right.
I'd been like, "No, you're a piece of shit. Leave people alone."
Well, you probably had the same idea I did, where I was like, be nice to the right people. But then I very quickly learned that even then, if you're nice to the right people, it doesn't work out. So it's just like, be a fucking asshole to everybody because they all deserve it.
Fair. I mean, I'm not
Well, not
asshole to everybody.
Well, okay, let me restate that. It's not. I'm not an asshole to everybody. I'm an asshole to the kind of people that deserve being made.
It's like
I don't
looking
know.
at baby photos.
Yeah, it is. Mizu, it's your baby photos. There's so few of them. Yeah, I burned down the rest of the thing very early on.
Random chat. I actually have never deleted a single thing I've posted on YouTube. They're all private or unlisted. I've not a single thing. None of my shorts, none of my old videos. Everything still exists. It's just private or unlisted.
Yeah, I've done that too.
And it really just not because there's anything bad in them. Really, just I'm embarrassed because it was old. I think everybody kind of has that feeling when you look back at like where you were 2 years ago, and it's like, God, I didn't say shit. There's so much dead air in this.
Oh yeah, 2 years ago it was really bad for me. I'm really glad that I am way better now.
Oh, chat. Nobody's ever gonna find it. I swear to God, nobody ever will. There is a completely separate YouTube channel where I was trying to do Let's Plays back in the day. Nobody will ever find it. I swear to God, you won't. Because even the voice is going to be way different. But there is a completely separate Mizu channel. Nobody's ever going to find it.
But it's not under Mizu. It's under a different name, I'm assuming.
Oh, it's under a completely different name.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
And it was when I was younger, and I was like, I can be a YouTuber like PewDiePie. And
I have the exact same thing. I have a channel somewhere out there.
The exact shit, man.
All of my videos are privated, and the other ones were deleted because I have such shame in them.
Oh, I didn't private a single thing. They're all still up there. I still have access to that YouTube account too. I just don't care.
I mean, fair enough.
No, chat. I've said this before.
The autism.
It's not a challenge. I've said this before. One day, eventually, my old persona is going to be exposed. And when people ask me, did you say that shit? I'm like, yeah, I did. I don't care.
I'll be honest, I can't wait because
God damn, I am so good. I am so good. Guess what I just found?
Did you
I
find it?
found in May 11th of 2022, deleted a bunch of stuff. Not to deny I haven't said anything, but to keep myself from going back over every interaction. Yeah, this is her stuff. Hold on, let me get you guys this link.
I'm not gonna pull it up on stream just yet.
That at least gives us a starting position, because it was no, don't pull it up on stream. I was just showing that.
Yeah.
But like the trucker protests happened in February, March of 2022. These were in May, so just a little bit after. This is about where I could find it, but it's the only snapshot of 2022 that the abandoned archive has.
Darn. It was a reply too. I don't even know if it would show up right. That sucks.
Either way, holy fuck, she is good. I'm glad that we have Ava here. You hear that, aunties? Your time is limited. Is that a cringe name, by the way?
What?
Calling the anti under the T people anti.
Yeah, I see here. This is what caused her to leave
pretty
streaming
good.
for a little bit.
It did. Then
yeah,
she came
when
back
someone
as
decides
another
to edit
person
your
called Boshi.
RL face onto lolicon NSFW art of your character, posted a reply back to you on Twitter, and you cry so hard your 11-year-old daughter comes back in to check on you while still have it up. You win, I guess. I am done. Wow. So she's bringing her child into it too.
Oh, she always
Why
brings her
is
children
your child
into it.
having access to your room while you're streaming as an 18+ female?
Oh, she constantly brings up her children.
Always and forever.
And that's
It's-
one of the reasons I really don't like her. We talked about this the other day because, what is it? Iron Mouse is a kid. And Iron Mouse intentionally went around and scrubbed, like, any specific information of her kid and her family from the internet as best as she could. Because she realized it's a mistake to, like, as a streamer, put your family out there on the internet, because especially kids, because they're not asking for that. They don't have a choice in that. But Samurai is constantly like putting her children's like mental health struggles on the internet. She's putting her children's like school struggles on the internet. It's fucking weird. Leave your kids off the internet. And before somebody says something about family channels, yeah, I think family channels are weird too. Stop
agree.
putting your kids on the internet.
I believe that family channels should not exist whatsoever. They need to be banned off of the face of the internet. They have done more harm to the children that they have been trying to capture on camera than help, and it is kind of depressing.
It's just stop putting the kids on the internet. They can't consent to it. You really shouldn't be putting them up there. I don't like it when you do. Also, chat. What do you guys think about my Twitter banner? I know it about killed Bull
Oh
when
my
he saw
gosh, that's amazing.
it.
Oh, Mizu with the bangers yet again.
I had made this when the Niji Sanji thing came out. People got
love
mad
it.
at it.
Wait, was that what I put in the thumbnail for when we did that stream?
You might have.
I can't
I made
remember.
a tweet that was joking about the Niji Sanji thing. That said, hidden recordings of Niji Sanji audition process.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes! Mizu has all the best jokes, chat. I can't compare.
And I needed a Twitter banner because I hadn't had one for a while. So like, there's my Twitter banner now.
I think the thing that's better is just Shota Mizu getting on the casting couch.
Yep. People love the
Oh.
Shota Mizu. The Shota Mizu's here to stay.
I'm so glad it is.
Also, chat, I will mention, because you can probably see, like, this is obviously the Mizu we used for the thumbnail, but this is the Mizu I have linked. Just so you all know, Shota Mizu had a couple design changes. So in the...
Oh, recently?
Well, no, you can see mostly in the face. It's a lot more moe now. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but we're gonna be a lot cuter, a lot funnier. We're also gonna have like 4 more face toggles, but the deadline is still January, I think. We also have another chesticle toggle for those of you who like the chesticles. I hope you guys are excited for that.
I'm very excited.
Very cute, very funny.
Rough ETA. I was told that it would be January. That's about all I know. That which is unfortunate, but it's okay. It could be sooner, could be later. We'll see. I might have to get back with the artist and see what they have to say soon. But guys, I'm sorry. I'm probably gonna call it here for us tonight. I think we did good.
No, yeah, it was fantastic.
I'd really like to thank you guys over on YouTube, because I know, specifically for me, when it comes to all of the Under the Tea people, I typically don't get the most YouTube watchers. Most of my people normally come from Twitch. But tonight, we made it up to almost 102 concurrents. So I'm super happy with that. Thank you all. Really appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
If you guys haven't, just like and subscribe for me. It's really appreciated. And I do want to...
Very awesome. Everybody in chat and everyone else have a lovely night.
Yeah. And chat, I do want to do more streams like this. This is more like the content I'm interested in. I've never been like I like the gaming, but I don't really like gaming streams. Just Ava get the $50. No, Ava has to find specifically the teenager tweet. Because that's the fucked up one from her.
If anybody can do it, it is the lolly.
And would you guys like to shill all yourselves real quick?
I'll go last.
I can't. The Wayback Machine does not have it snapshot. The best I have is her throwing her own child under the bus.
Which is wild. But guys, go follow Ava the Elf. We'll probably mention them in the Discord a couple times, and hopefully they'll be back in the future. And then on my other side, we have Dama Memoria. We also, you guys probably know them that have been here before, because we play 7 Days to Die with them every Friday.
Yippee!
And we're still playing 7 Days to Die with the Tinkles.
The Tinkles will be there on Friday.
Dom is also my N-word pass character.
Yeah.
I thought that
Means
was
you had the N-word pass. Never
Alejandro
revoking it.
Latincos de Rosa de Alejandro.
No, we gotta do like a whole thing with it. That's the bus boy from The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Oh my god.
Remember him? It's like Ricardo Montoya something. It had like this huge thing. We have to have a Latinkles thing for that.
That's
Oh
amazing.
my god.
And then of course everybody knows
I
Akko.
literally forgot he existed, but yes. Yes.
Yes, everybody knows
Instead
me,
of
chat.
Puss in Boots, it's Latingles in Shoots.
Of course everybody knows Akko. And don't forget guys, don't go harassing anybody I've talked about. We point and we laugh from a distance. I can talk shit about them though, because they talk shit about me. It's 1-to-1 in that exchange.
It's very exchangeable.
But don't go touch the drama. Just watch the drama. It's funny. Watch it from a distance. Enjoy it. Good night, guys. Love you all, and we hope to see you tomorrow. We're playing Baldur's Gate 3 with Lumi again. And then Wednesday, we're playing Fortnite like a bunch of Zoomers with Shiroi. Night, guys.
Night chat.
Night chat.
I'll wait for Ava to get her night in. She's dying.
Oh no.
Good
You
night,
done?
everybody. Have a lovely night. Sorry, my lag is terrible.
Bye, Commissar. Thank you for showing up, even though we're ending. Love you.